Avatar. That game was terrible.
You never like Streets of Rage or stuff like that growing up?
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're finally live. Yeah, we are. We're live, guys. That took forever. Wow.
That shit took like 2 minutes.
It did. It was like waiting.
Day.
It is, and it is Wednesday, and that means it is Xbox Nation Day, and we can like hear everybody talking in the background. That's funny. So yeah, I like that. What's up, everybody? It is Xbox Nation. It is Wednesday. That means Xbox Nation Day, Hump Day as well. Hump Day. So we are very appreciative of you all coming out here and checking out our podcast. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. There is a plethora of great news, bad news, good news, and everything in between. So this is always the fun part, is when we actually have some great things to talk about. And we aren't short on that. I mean, heck, we could probably just spend the whole time talking about Insomniac games, but we're going to talk about a lot of other stuff, including like Gamescom and stuff like that. But let me introduce the man, the myth, the legend, Mooch. How's it going, man?
What's up, buddy? It's gonna be a great night tonight, buddy. I saw that topics list you got, especially with the panel we have.
It's a shorter topic list for me, but it's
crap. I'll be honest with you. We did the same thing last Friday on Crossfire. We had a short topic list, but since everyone's so passionate about each line, it's. I don't even know if we're gonna get through that small list. I got to be honest with you.
Exactly. So this is something that I'm very excited to kind of get into, and we've got some great guests tonight. So I'm gonna keep introducing them. We've got Xbot448. How's it going, man?
What is going on, brother? Good to see everybody in the chat, and as usual, good to see an awesome panel. It is Hump Day. It is Xbox Nation time, and all I got to say, I got two things to say: Gears 5 and Battletoads.
The most disliked video on YouTube right now. Holy cow!
Saturday morning cartoon graphics, beat 'em up style, like
that thing looks like, hey, I gotta say that this is a topic. That game looked like it was moving in slow motion. I'm just saying.
I don't think the people who are playing it necessarily, because they were swinging at air like half the time and stuff
hit
like
the
that.
Texans off. Yeah, it looks pretty bad.
No, they're literally swinging while the person was while the enemy was on the ground.
Hey, it's an intro.
Yeah, it is an intro. So speaking of that, we've got Predator. What's going on, Pred?
Not much, man. Happy to be here. I made it here on time and early as hell.
You did.
Thinking I was going to be late today.
and we're very appreciative of that. Thank you very much. Knox said he's going to be a little bit late, so we'll count on him coming in a little bit. But we've got a couple of special guests. First of all, I want to thank Sully. He's running this in the background. Sully, thank you very much. I'm still learning. I'm trying to do what Mooch has done. I am just an idiot when it comes to this stuff. So I'm trying to get it to run with Discord and stuff like that so that I can do it. But I'm very appreciative of Sully just running this in the background. I mean, it does mean a lot. Thank you very much. We've got Kratos/JDub back. Thank you for coming back, man. How's it going?
Oh, it's going good. It's good to be back.
People like to tune in to hear you just say the word console.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Yeah, they do. Pretty good, pretty neat. They like it. Also, we had to have this man back, Dirt Griggity. What's up, Dirt? How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. I see you got J-Dub in here.
Yeah. Well,
we got to have some balance in here.
Yeah, we've got to bring balance. Just like Thanos. There's got to be some balance around these parts. So as everybody piles in, please hit the like button, share it out. I really do appreciate it. So I want to talk a little bit about the Gamescom Inside Xbox. I kind of gave my thoughts on this a little bit. Again, these hosts are terrible in my opinion. It was very cringy. They bring a basketball player out to unveil his low rating. I was like, this poor man. He's out there and they don't know. And like these people, for the most part, maybe AC and Benny Central, and then it makes it just seem like it's a women thing, but it's not. It's just like even AC isn't the best at doing this. Like Benny Central I can handle, but it's just the rest of these people. It's just hard to stomach because it doesn't seem like they know much about gaming. And I just found it to be not an entertaining show. Like the show just went on and on.
It's not even about their gaming knowledge. That has nothing to do with it. What the problem is they're all up there and they're try-harding their acting careers. You know, like get up there and talk. That's why you see Nintendo do a direct, right? You see these other connects that are going on with Stadia and things like that. You see them, they're getting up there. The people that are up there doing the Stadia presentation, they're like, hi, my name is so-and-so. Let's talk about this new game. Because guess what? They don't have to get up there and tap dance. That's not what we're watching them for.
Yeah.
So these guys are getting on there and they're like, now to you, Fredo. And he's like, no, I can't do a nutty, knock, knock joke. Get off the stage. Show the games. Show the games.
Yeah.
They showed plenty of games, brother.
I thought it was good, man.
Oh, wait, you thought it was good?
Yeah,
I thought it was the best Inside Xbox I've ever seen.
Are you serious?
I don't know about that, Jay.
Wow. I mean, no.
This
was good. Hey, hold on.
I thought this was the best. Listen, I know that's not saying much, but I thought it was the best Inside Xbox I've ever watched.
Derek, the best one that we saw was the one that was oh god, what was it? It was like 2 or 3 of them ago. It was actually a really decent one. What was the game launch though? Crap, it wasn't State of Decay too. That's for damn sure.
The only thing I remember about that is they went back to that horrible escape room. So
okay.
I'll run down real quick what they showed. Blair Witch trailer. Okay, they did
new footage of it. New footage of it.
They did the Game Pass plugs, which Devil May Cry 5, which I think that was pretty cool. Then they went off into this PC mobile thing, like Age of Empires and PC Game Pass and Gears Pop, August 22nd. Like, you know, okay. Then they did the NBA 2K20 stuff. Then they did Tom Clancy Breakpoint. Right. Borderlands 3 thing was cool. PUBG, it's like, okay, do people really care about that? Then they did Wasteland 3, which is like, I don't know who's excited about this on the Xbox side, but horrible. Another new Xbox controllers, another RTS and Empire of the Sun, Vigor update, the Greenberg interview, Greedfall, Surge 2, Destiny 2 DLC, Metro Exodus, and then Gears 5. This was probably no, man. This is like one of the worst lineups I've ever seen
what
in terms of. There was nothing. You know, there was nothing.
Okay, from a personal standpoint, NBA 2K, my career interests me, so I was definitely glad to see that.
Idris Elba's in that, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, they showed some shit that I was looking forward to seeing. I know they wasn't going to show any big time first party stuff. They showed some third party stuff that interests me, like the whole Ghost Recon stuff.
They had Destiny 2 on the Xbox stage showing off Shadow.
Here's the thing, right? Google Stadia showed exclusives.
Thank you.
Exclusives.
Yeah, they showed exclusives. Whether you like the games or not, it was exclusive to the Stadia platform. Orcs Must Die.
Orcs must listen to yourself. Orcs must die.
Hey, I'll take Orcs Must Die before I take
Battletoads. Tell you what. Yeah, but they didn't show Battletoads on Inside Xbox.
No, I mean,
okay, so go ahead.
Would you have shown that on Inside Xbox?
Hell no.
Hell yeah, I would.
I wouldn't have shown that either, man. That game looks horrible. I don't understand what they're thinking with that. Like, I know everybody's like, finally, like, hey, we finally got past that point. You know, State of Decay 2's out, Crackdown 3's out. It's good games now, good games. And then you're looking at that Battletoads, and that thing's got 59 meta written all over it.
Horde mode was fire.
I didn't even care. I mean,
right. That was good shit, man.
Listen, the Gears 5 thing was cool, but you know what? It
was fire. It wasn't cool. It was fire.
The later one that we saw with the campaign, that was fire.
No, but the Horde mode, I've been looking forward to the Horde mode and seeing super abilities and everything like that, having the ability to shoot through the wall, having the ability with Kate to go invisible, to drop decoys on the enemies, all while having all your basics still in Horde mode. You're building your defenses and stuff like that, brother.
I'm just curious when they're going to give her Captain Marvel outfit. I mean, like, obviously.
You're not going to do that because she's not in the MCU. Kind of like Spider-Man.
It'll be a skin. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Well, no, let me ask you this, though, okay? Because I didn't like what I got, right? I'm like, okay, I'm like snoozing through most of this show. And I'm like, okay, this is boring. This is boring. This sucks. I don't really care about this. Okay, finally, the Gears of War stuff. You knew they were going to save that for last. And then it got me nostalgic about the good Gears of War games because they're showing that dynamic between Dom and Marcus, and that's a really great dynamic.
It looks like it might be better than all those, brother.
You are crazy.
Hey,
wow.
You're gonna call one side. You're gonna call one. You're gonna say the cup is half empty. I'm gonna show people that same cup could definitely be.
So, but let me
full.
tell you this, Xbot. Let me tell you why you're wrong. Because Gears of War 1 had a great story right from the start with these great characters.
Okay, that's all opinion right there. Which other people could have that opinion about this Gears coming up as well. Because
it was a high point.
I think Kate is a truly dynamic character. If you go back and play Gears 4 again, all right, just take all your negativity, put it to the side, and play the game. I think you will like her as a character, and I'm really interested to see what is going on, especially since what they showed on opening night with that, because that just sealed the deal. For me.
All of a sudden, these characters that were boring last game are going to suddenly be.
I just said if you go back and play it again,
I have played it pretty. Oh wait.
No, that was me.
Oh, okay. Dang it! I thought it was not. Sometimes he shows up, sometimes he doesn't. I don't know. But listen, I did play it again recently, and those characters are. Am I alone as Mooch? What did you think of the Gears 4 characters? Were you not as impressed?
No, I mean it doesn't really. It doesn't really captivate you. You know what I mean? They get you into the story as much.
I'm not saying it's terrible. I'm just saying
no, it's not terrible.
It's not terrible. In there, brother. Come on, man.
Listen, guys, it's the same. It's the same thing. Like I said, it's like comparing Godfather 1 to Godfather 3. It's not that it's right. It's not that it's that bad, but it ain't that good. Yeah. And that's the problem, right? And my other issue with this, and nobody really kind of talked about it, and I was waiting, I kind of bit my tongue. I said, let me see what everybody thinks about this, is that when we said let's see some campaign, I wanted to see some actual campaign gameplay, and we saw very little of that. I mean, you saw that one where wait a minute, before you go,
I mean, come on.
Before the old man's come out, hear me out for a second. Like, my point being is that you got, all we saw was CGI cutscenes and more of that, and it's like, okay, I get it. And did anybody here? I didn't. I never doubted the Coalition in their abilities and what they can do as far as making it a graphical masterpiece on the cutscenes. I want to see the gameplay. I want to see how we are supposedly, and I'm using air quotes here, we're supposedly going to be able to do like God of War, where you have that luge now, or that ice luge, and or skiff, and you're able to kind of branch left or branch right and do a small quest here or a small quest there. This is quote unquote the biggest Gears game ever, right? No, we didn't see any of that. You didn't see how the game expands or where the game can take you. We just saw CGI cutscenes. So when everybody was like, that was amazing, there you go, there's your campaign, I'm like, that's not what I thought we were going to see. But I mean, it looked good. But I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't. I wanted to see people actually playing some of the game, even if it was just Rod and what's his name there, Jeff Keighley, for a minute in Rod explaining somebody going through a level.
Let me be honest though, Mooch. I agree with you. It would have been nice to see some of that, but considering they were going to wait to show anything until this game actually released, they usually show some kind of cinematic. I thought the music was fine.
Yes,
it did get me hyped up much more than I had been.
Absolutely. So you were at 0.0. So
yeah, exactly. That, like, people didn't understand it, right? Like, people go, I know people are like to be hard on me or whatever, and I get it, man. Like, here's the thing. People go, well, crap, how come you're so cool with people that hated you and used to do little, like, memes about you and stuff? And I was like, I don't take it personal. I don't take it personal with the Xbox dudes, because who knows? Next gen, I could like everything equally and just be happy about everything, and I would like that, right? But the bottom line is, right now, Microsoft seems very out of touch with what they're doing, and they're the ones that are flip-flopping. Like, I'm the flip-flopper, right? But last week, and we're going to talk about this, Matt Booty's like, our games can go anywhere. And this week, they're like, nope, just kidding. You know what I mean? We'll talk about that in a little bit. No, people can. Like, I completely get it. If you like Xbox, I think that's fine. I think this Gears game is going to be fine. You don't think you're looking at probably a mid?
Just said this show was good, and you're like, seriously?
A mid-age. Well, I thought the show was terrible. Like, I don't like.
You went in on him because he was like, I thought it was good.
It was predictable. It was predictable.
Like, I thought it was. There's only been a couple strong inside Xboxes in my opinion.
It wasn't predictable to me, because I didn't know the Metro had a DLC coming out. I didn't know they was going to show the NBA 2K trailer.
Hey, don't feel bad about it though, man. The people didn't even know Metro came out, man. That game bombed.
But it was a good game though. It was a good game,
I got it. I just haven't got around to playing
that's why
it.
It ended up on Game Pass, right?
Exactly. It's on Game Pass, right?
Hey, you know what? I gotta say something. Crap and Mooch, man. Listen to yourselves, man. I guarantee the 2016 versions of Crap and Mooch is turned over in their grave, man. Because y'all, I can't believe this shit.
Oh shit! I'm gonna spit my beer out.
Hey, you know, here's the thing. Somebody asked me.
2016.
Hold on, Griggity. What's the name of the show again, Griggity? What's the name of the show, Griggity?
Anti-Xbox Nation.
There you go. There you go.
It's not,
There you go.
Listen. I just told you. I just told you that I thought that the Gears of War trailer that they did on Jeff Keighley's thing was fire. I thought it was fantastic.
Here's what I want to say. I'll go ahead and do a time capsule moment here. The Dirk Griggity of 3 years from now is going to be like, what the hell was I defending back then on that show? Like, I mean, you know, my point of the matter is, here's what we asked for, Dirk. We asked for some gameplay. Want to see the game. What do you know much more about the story and the gameplay than you did before that reveal?
Yes, I do.
Yep,
I do.
Oh, please, well, inform us, because they didn't.
I know that whatever Kate does find, she sides with Marcus and everything, because Marcus asked her, did you find what you were looking for? She was like, yeah. And now we have to kill it.
Also, hold on, not just that.
How is that?
Hold on, not just that.
Because we found out she was an alien.
Hold on, but not just that. She also feels them. I don't know if you guys remember that part. They were in that room and they said, "What's that? What's that?" And he said, "They're here." She has some type of connection with the Locust or whatever her name is.
She's half Locust herself.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Okay,
we knew that at the end of the fourth one.
But still,
what did you pick up? What did you learn that I didn't know before that aired?
I heard.
I didn't know. Do you know what the next Spider-Man's about? Probably him flying around. So no. Him swinging around. Hype for that, right? You're hype for Spider-Man too, but you don't. I'm pretty sure you know what that's about.
Hey, it's pretty good. Pretty neat is here.
But here's the thing, there. One of the things that we all said when we got into Gears 4, where we were like, okay, the coalition's coming together. They're grabbing Rod from another studio. They're bringing him over back to Microsoft. Blah 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 blah. Let's give them some time, and then Gears 5's really going to explode and wow us, right? But Gears 5 so far, I don't know what's going on. We haven't seen the gameplay. I want to see them actually playing the game.
Hey, Mooch, let me tell you what's going to happen, right? Gears 5 is going to come out. It's going to be a great game.
Absolutely.
It's definitely going to be a good game, right? You can count on Halo and Gears. And
absolutely. I agree with all that.
80, 85, any day of the week. The problem is this is not a remake. This is not a brand new game. This is not anything. This is just a continuation of 4. So if you walk into 5 expecting next generation type gameplay and graphics and everything else about the story, you're going to be disappointed. You know what to, you should kind of tamp your expectations.
You realize everything I saw looked absolutely gorgeous.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Jay,
pretty good, pretty neat.
The one thing you got to understand, though, Jay, is we went on for years about how the coalition's got to get their feet wet. This is a new team. Yes, some of them are from Epic, but nonetheless, give them that chance to explode. And now what you're basically telling me is Gears 5 is Gears 4.
I'm gonna tell you something. This is what you know now that you didn't know then, right? What you know now, we've always suspected that the Locusts are a human variant, right? Like, they're converting them into humans, right? Like they're taking humans and turning them into Locusts, right?
I hear you.
And now the dilemma is going to be her having to make a loyalty choice. Like they're trying to throw you off with that whole, now we got to go kill it bullshit. No, now it's going to be a loyalty thing.
This is like Ripley in Aliens 3. I got you.
Yeah. So there you go. That's it.
I got you. No, I picked that. I picked that the minute I finished Gears 4. I'm right up to where we are now. I got it.
Yeah, and then and that trailer's letting you know you're gonna have a great time doing all that hot shit, to find out the answers to that.
So to sum it up, Mooch, we still don't know.
Right. Exactly.
Hey, we're back at square one.
If you know everything about the game, then why are you gonna play the game? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what a trailer does. Like a trailer.
Hey, Xbox, you using that same logic that you did with Sea of Thieves when you said why y'all go looking under the water for the body.
No, it was a very specific angle. It was a very specific angle. It was far away from the creature. That's how you.
So
that's how you.
You don't think it's odd that we're 14 days away from the game releasing, and all you've seen is CGI cutscenes. That's not weird to you?
Play in there, Mooch.
They had literally less than 30 seconds.
Hold on, I'm a little confused. So you're saying that that you're upset because they didn't show enough of the story.
I wanted to see Gears 5, and this is the mooch you were talking about before. When I said Gears 5 is going to be this big thing, we were giving the coalition that time to really kind of cook this recipe and make this thing work out and make this thing expand out. I'm not seeing us getting on that ice luge device and going left and going right and exploring things and opening up I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing linearity again. And if that's the way it is, that's fine. But show something. We didn't see the gameplay. I wanted to see like some actual gameplay.
Okay.
Hopping over a barrier, using a new weapon. Boom, banging off a dude. You got your
or dropping off some boxes, right? Or dropping off some boxes. That's
whatever. Just do something, man.
A small part of the mission or something like that.
Yeah, small part of the mission. You got Rod up there. You brought Rod all the way to Germany to show us some CGIs. You could have done that on a tweet.
And horde mode, man.
I thought they were showing more about the story, but I got you.
In this game,
Dirt, say that again, please.
This game,
I thought they would kind of show more about the story.
Thank you. And there you go. And there's the mooch of 2019. It's in YouTube, buddy. You got it. There it is.
It's like it's in YouTube,
Bang.
buddy.
You got it. You got the mooch in. There it is.
Hey, almost 500 people watching. Please hit the like button. Let's get over 150. Let's see what goes up. Listen, I like that they're going after Kate or whatever. Like, okay, they got to go after her past. They got Marcus. I mean, that's cool. Everybody likes Marcus. They got Coltrane. Everybody likes Coltrane.
Treating Marcus like they treated what do you call it there? Don Corleone in Godfather 3.
They're treating him like Luke Skywalker.
They left him in the kitchen eating super sod.
Yeah, they're treating it like, I guess he's, I don't know.
Where's
I don't know what to say.
He's cutting up the mozzarella. Don't worry about it. Somebody get him a wine.
I listen. For the first time, I'm excited about this game, but no, I'm not buying this game. You know what I mean?
You don't have to, brother.
Yeah, I'm just Game Passing.
Oh, no,
it,
nobody
I mean?
has. Nobody should be buying this if they got Game Pass. I mean, that's just. I mean, I'm not taking anything away. I'm excited for it. I thought it showed a lot of dope shit, man. I like that whole. I want to see using Jack, using those invisibility perks, the shooting through wall shit, the decoy, using all of that in gameplay, flying that skip around. Now I'm a little open, a lot open actually to enjoy this Gears. I wanted to see new shit. I saw said new shit. I don't want them ruining the story for me, so they don't have to give me like a 15-minute slice of the game. You know what I mean?
Actually, you saw new
There you go.
Huh?
You said you saw something new?
Yeah.
Would you?
Jack doesn't. I never seen Jack electrocute somebody and kill them and delivering weapons to you. I never seen them turning
Jack open a door.
I seen him open a door, but
guard Jack.
He can open a door. I mean,
now he's killing people.
R2D2 would open a door, then he turn around. Sometimes he zaps somebody. We've seen it. I mean, I don't know.
How about when Kate
he also delivers that lightsaber,
and they turned an angle, and then everything turned red, and you saw the freaking tornadoes touching down while you were on that thing trying to travel that way. That looked incredible.
You saw JD lying.
Listen, you're right.
JD lying down shooting. That's something new too.
That did look good. Yes, I mean, like I said, the trailer, the CGI itself looked amazing.
I am very curious.
Looked amazing.
I'm very curious, Mooch, to see how they're going to implement these new gameplay elements, like the supers, quote unquote, right? Because this has never been in Gears. This is the new refreshing stuff. I'm not expecting them to make a brand new game. It's Gears.
Yeah.
I wanted to see new shit. I wanted to see a slightly refreshed, and so far it looks like they're going to deliver on that. The game looks phenomenal. I'm definitely excited from what I saw. I can't eat that horde mode looked sick. There is nothing right now negative that I could say except that, they shouldn't have put it day and date. They should have just, not devalued it that way. They should have put it like 3 to 4 to 6 months out. But whatever, they want to do it this way. I'll be there day one on Game Pass getting that shit.
Oh, you can still buy it if you want to,
Oh, no.
No.
Crazy to buy that. Are you kidding me?
What buy for?
Listen. Yeah, like you'd be crazy to buy it. Like,
had they made me wait, I would have had to wait 4 months.
Yes,
before Game Pass, I would have bought it.
Yep, I would have bought it too. Exactly. I think they like their reasoning behind that was they needed some kind of value for Game Pass, where it was just mostly just old games and stuff, and you need to put value in there, and their value, I guess, is their first party stuff. Like I'm sure they didn't expect
and Devil May Cry 5, brother.
Like yeah, I mean they paid $19 million for that, so I mean that's
dude, whatever they paid. Wow,
so they gotta do.
Are you saying they spent $19 million for their gamers on their platform. To get
Yeah,
a
I mean,
game on their subscription service?
I would have rather had seen them
Is that-
put
Is that a
into.
pro-consumer
Hey,
move?
I
right
would
there?
have, like I said, I bought that game for $25 when it was on sale, so I'm
Yeah.
good. But but I'm just saying, I would have rather seen them spend 19 million on a Gears campaign, a television campaign, or a announcing a new, putting some CGI out for a new.
Dude, have you
for a
been on
new
Twitter?
game.
People are tweeting out that there's
Yeah, Crab. You know, I was the one that
Like-
posted that.
Yeah, no,
video
I
watching
saw, I
SmackDown
did,
last night.
I did see the SmackDown thing, dude. So I did see that, but here we are 2 weeks from launch, and we're seeing it, right? Which,
Okay,
by the
hold on.
way, I got to say, Rod Ferguson's response to why they're doing that was complete asinine damage control. Because somebody asked him on Twitter, "Why'd you wait so long to do this?" And he's like, "Well, we didn't want to get people excited too soon, and then we have to get them excited again before the game comes."
that was stupid.
Shit.
That was stupid of him to say. He should have just came out and been like, "Listen, because you guys wanted it, because you asked for it, here it is." Gears.
Hey, you know what?
trailer.
Somebody
Boom.
tweeted me, right, that during his interview with Jeff Keighley or whatever, he almost verbatim talked about what I talked about in that tweet. Like, certain fans were upset. They didn't want to wait till the launch day. Basically verbatim what I said. So when people were like, "Hey, crap, you're full of it, or you're full of yourself," like, I did my part. If you don't think that I've been annoying or that they've heard what I've said, at least somewhat.
I think nobody will disagree that you have been annoying. brother.
Exactly. And they've got, hey, listen, that it gets through to them, right? Like, I've heard that they're not exactly happy.
Yeah.
So if it
And they say, "You know
rattles
what?
some cages, then I'll do it. You know, listen, I've said this before. I'm that YouTuber that people hate because I don't just report on the news. I end up making the news somehow, right? And it's not even something I do on purpose. What publication wasn't I in when Phil Spencer was like, "You canceled a pre-order because other people can play the game," right? Like, that went viral, you know, like, and it didn't work out bad for me. It worked out good. This is just the thing. I want this game. I want people to be excited about this game. It's my favorite Xbox franchise. There's nothing wrong with me wanting them to show off more. It didn't make sense ever to not show any
it didn't.
campaign
It didn't make
till
any
release
sense.
date. It never made any sense. So I'm
It
sorry. Yeah, I'm
I
sorry
mean,
that.
when you see Rod trying to explain it and he's
Yeah.
kind of just not able to put it out there in any kind of logical sense, you could see that it was I'm not saying it was Rod, by the way. Somebody made that poor decision and everybody else is good. Listen, when somebody on the top makes the bad decision and you work under them, you just got to kind of roll with it and explain it the best you can.
I wonder if they decided to do that because it was in Game Pass.
Nah, dude, they did it for exactly the same reason.
Yeah, they had no
you know,
choice.
pretty much what Crap said, man. Everybody was complaining about it. The thing is,
No.
like
I
Mooch
mean,
said-
the original decision to not advertise it.
That was a bad. that
Okay,
was
let
a
me
bad
ask you this.
decision.
Do you guys think the
I don't
reason
know who
that
made that.
they took those advertising dollars, right? And they said, "Look, this game is going to be on Game Pass anyway. What we're going to do is just keep those dollars and move towards something else." Like,
That's what I'm saying.
And people are gonna see that,
Logical,
and people are gonna see that it's dope on Game Pass anyway. Like, it'll wow them, and
Yeah.
then maybe word of mouth. I mean, they can't play those games. So if they made that decision, that was a poor decision, because like Mooch said earlier, right? He just said, you know, why come out and do that unnecessary damage control, which is all you're doing is damaging the situation. You don't need to say none of that nonsense that he said. Rod didn't need to say any of that. He could have just came out and been like I said, because you guys wanted it, because you asked for it. Here it is, baby, at Gamescom 2019. Gears 5, boom, shut the fuck up, done. Or inside Xbox here, Horde, bang, done. That's it. You don't gotta cop plea.
Yeah.
You don't gotta cop plea.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. Like, that was always my thing, was like, why did they wait so long to do this? So like, now people are excited about it, but again, they kind of really waited a little bit too long, and then also like they picked a bad time because they got outshined later in the day by Sony anyway. But I wanted to kind of talk about before we get it too far into this, Microsoft. So last week, Matt Booty did an interview, literally last week, 7 days ago. He did an interview with Game Informer. Rest in peace to a lot of the people that got laid off there, apparently like 100 people. So that's bad. I mean, there's bad times ahead for GameStop/Game Informer, by the way. But Matt Booty said specific things. He said, realistically, it's up to the studios, and depending on the game, if those games would be ending up on like a PlayStation or a Switch in the future. But he did say specifically Halo, Forza, and Sea of Thieves, for some reason, not Gears, would remain in the Xbox ecosystem. And then fast forward to this week, and you have Greenberg saying something completely different, which is, this is what he said. This is Greenberg to Games Industry Biz. The past year has been an exciting time for us as we have more than doubled the internal creative teams making up Xbox Game Studios. As these new studios transitioned in, we were aware of some existing commitments to other platforms and will honor them. However, going forward, these new studios will focus on making games for our platforms. We have no plans to further expand our exclusive first-party games to other consoles. We continue to believe deeply in cross-play and progression of games with the right flexibility for developers to ensure a fair and fun experience. So, Greenberg, who do we believe? Greenberg, the head of marketing, or Booty, the head of Xbox Game Studios? Like, that's a big question to me. And then all of a sudden, I find it funny that they come out and say this when we've been asking them to say this for years.
Yeah.
Literally, we've been asking them to say this for years, and they don't say it until Sony comes out and is like, we believe in unequivocally exclusives for our PlayStation owners, right? And now they're saying, hey, yeah, exclusives, cool.
Yeah. Well, this right here is an example of something that's been going on, not just within Xbox, but a Microsoft thing, and it is their messaging. You know, one person says one thing, another person says another. Their messaging, they're never like on the same page when it comes down to it, and that would be another negative that I criticize, you know, Xbox and Microsoft about. Like, they don't seem to ever get anybody on the same page with a solid kind of like you know, verbal kind of like motion moving forward, that kind of like on the same topic, talking about the same things and saying the same things, and it's an issue within them. We saw what happened, you know, beginning of this generation and all the way through. They couldn't explain anything. One person said
what does that tell you though, Xbox? Listen to what you just said, and I'm just going to kind of break it down.
It's a Microsoft problem,
from 2013 all the way to today, they've learned nothing in that retrospect.
No.
Okay, and how do you feel more comfortable now walking into next generation a year away with the same leadership?
But see, here's the deal. I for one,
you just said it yourself.
I know that, and I'm saying
Step off the lid, brother.
I'm saying it's an issue, right? But I'm not saying that within all that, I have had great gaming experiences this entire generation.
We all have
when it comes to the Xbox. So at the end of the day, we're all gamers. We want to play games. I like to play a whole.
We're all gamers here.
I know, but Xbox.
I play a whole bunch of different types of games.
I think sometimes you get confused a little bit when we're talking about a certain subject and breaking it down versus when you get off the show and you're just having a genuinely good time. I mean, listen, I got to be honest with you, right? We played Monopoly as a family last week. It was genuinely a good time.
Did you play Did you play the game Monopoly on Xbox, or did you play Monopoly?
No, it was actually the board game.
Okay,
my point I'm trying to actually make is that I'm not going to get on the show and be like, guys, let's not rip on all the cardboard games that are in a box in a closet because I had a really good time last week. Like, it's not that anyone's saying you didn't have a good time, but what I'm saying to you is we kind of have an issue with Xbox leadership, and if you don't believe me, man, it's in print from last week to this week.
Yeah.
Well, and now you say,
see, well, here's the deal. Like I said, it goes beyond Xbox when it comes to stuff like this. It's a Microsoft issue.
Well, but right now we're talking about games.
We're talking about games. We're talking about
Xbox. But see, I'm not gonna focus on the Xbox division when I see that same issue going around the entire corporation that the Xbox division is a part of, and I'm not gonna be like, you know what? It's the Xbox division, them, and solely them.
But months ago, Xbox, you were like, let's get things straight. Xbox is its own division.
Yeah.
Right?
When did I say that?
You've always said let's not confuse. Let's not confuse.
No,
I don't have your timestamp, dude. I gotta go to work and shit.
Yeah, brother. So
listen, I don't have time to. You know what I mean?
Trying to pull my papers. You need to show.
I'm just saying. You said Xbox is its own division. I'm pretty sure we could get that you've said that at some point in the past 4 years. My point being is now you're saying, wait, no, they're part of this bigger umbrella. So they're listen.
I didn't say that, brother. You're making me sound like a flip-flopper, man.
No,
I'm not.
There's no flip-flopper. I just said that you said Xbox is its own division.
You said that. No, you're saying that at one point in time, no, Xbox is its own division, and now you're saying, well, they're part of a bigger thing, and that makes me sound like a flip-flopper. I'm not a flip-flopper.
How are you a flip-flopper on stock market trends? Listen, all I'm trying to say to you right now is that Phil Spencer is in charge of Xbox. Period.
Yep.
Period.
Mooch.
So it's not about umbrella policies or what Microsoft's problem is as a whole. This is him as the leader. And when you're the captain of a ship, you're in charge of it when something good happens and when something bad happens.
But
when
I'm
you have
curious-
two people under
Hey.
you on the ship saying two different things in 14 days,
Yeah.
that is not a Microsoft Satya
in
not
Nadella
7
problem.
days. In
Brother,
That's
7
a Phil
days.
Spencer
That's
problem.
not good, man. And you heard when I first said that, I'm like, no, that is not good. But
That's
that
all I'm
doesn't-
trying to say.
that
We
doesn't
can't
mean-
sit here.
Listen.
We can't sit here and not
That
count
doesn't mean I'm
Xbox
jumping off
division.
the side of the ship now, like, oh my goodness.
No, I know you're not.
My
I'm going-
goodness. Hey,
Yeah,
hey, let me.
Look,
Let,
check-
yeah,
look,
go
check
ahead.
this,
Go ahead.
check
Go
this
ahead.
out real quick, just real quick, so we could. I agree that there is something amiss with Microsoft's management. Somewhere management there with Xbox, something is
There's a wire loose or something.
super fucked up. But
Yeah.
I will say this. In recent moves, besides the two conflicting statements 1 week apart, that's bullshit. Microsoft does want to go third party. We know that. I think finally somebody just told somebody, shut the fuck up, say it's exclusive. Don't do nothing. Don't put nothing out there until we're ready to put the shit out there. Just like Sony does, right? Sony can say, well, we might, mean a larger install base for our multiplayer upcoming games. They might be on PC. Everybody, well, they might be. It gets taken that way because Sony shuts its mouth and brings the shit out when it's relevant, when it's time, when after the disaster has already occurred. So maybe that's what Microsoft is doing right now. Look, I seen that Gears commercial with Ultimate Game Pass showing Gears and Forza and all these quality games. I seen that shit like 12 times on Hulu. That's a fucking milestone for me. That's huge.
It is. Hey,
That is huge to me, man. I noticed it. I told my wife, "Yo, look, another one. Holy shit, they paid some money." And then now we're getting 19 million for Game Pass. So they're trying to bring these games. Look, man, if they can get games like Devil May Cry, they don't have to be big ones like that. That would be great. You sprinkle a few of them in there. Yeah. But if they could get games like Remnant in there, you know what I'm saying? And a Plague's Tale and
game too, like Kingdom Come Deliverance. That's a good one.
Yes. Kingdom Come. They could be making
that is a good game in there, man. I picked that up for like $8 during sale that one time. But yeah, definitely a good RPG if you're looking for it. DMC, by the way, Devil May Cry 5 is a really fun game.
What I'm saying is maybe they're trying to make some moves going forward. Maybe they're trying to do something. We'll see. Let's see if they continue on the. I'm just saying
Definitely
what I noticed.
Signs, brother.
Now these guys, you got the head of you got the head of marketing and the head of games,
Xbox Game Studios,
Game Studios, saying absolutely conflicting statements. That's not good. Somebody needs to be quiet. Somebody needs to shut their mouth.
And who's that on?
That's on Phil.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that's all I said. That's all I was getting at.
It's on Phil.
It's not on Satya Nadella. It's not on the investor.
Hey, Kratos, Dirt. What do you guys think about this? Because I got to say, who do we believe in this instance, right? Because people are like throwing this article in my face. There it is. This article debunks everything. They just responded. This is the official one right here. This one is the real one.
I'm going to tell you what it is. Right here it is. People are going to believe the good stuff that they want to believe from any one of them. They can all say 10 different things. And, the diehards will say, okay, well, I know Phil said this, but look over here. This guy said that, and they'll just kind of run with it. But you got to think about it. How many times has Phil said we've had the greatest this, we've had the greatest that, or we won't do this, or we won't do that? And Aaron Greenberg, all of these guys are always saying stuff, right? So I don't listen to any of them. I don't trust any word they say until I see it with my own eyes.
Yeah.
Let me say this now.
Right now, they said no more exclusives are going to come. Well, they announced that right before they announced the Ori and the Blind Forest going to the Switch. So nobody in their right mind, I don't think anybody believes that no more Xbox games or character will not go to the Switch or PC or even the PlayStation for that matter. Yeah. Nobody believes that. Let's it sounded good coming out of their mouths because Sony said, our console, that's non-negotiable.
Yo, Jay, when it comes to that, like you put both of them together, because like I believe they're all official. Whenever they come out and they say something, it's all official. And you already heard I said they have an issue with messaging.
Yeah.
Let me say this.
All right.
You have acknowledged that Microsoft has a problem with messaging, but I've been saying this a long time. Microsoft needs to hire an outside PR company to take care of stuff like this.
Well,
because
what I'm saying,
feeling
what I'm
those
saying
guys'
here,
word mean nothing to most gamers.
what I'm saying
they
is,
didn't
you
know
put
what they
both
were
of them-
doing, bro.
you put both of them together, and you look at the games that have gone over to the Switch. They are those smaller indie. Now, granted, second party titles as well. But when it comes down to it, you listen to what Matt Booty said. It sounds like the smaller. Like
you just can't say that. I'm telling you, brother. You're gonna think that is just that, right? But think about it. Ori and the Blind Forest. That's Xbox's this generation. That's their highest.
But it's still not first party though.
Listen, you can play the first party games or not. It was still
my favorite exclusive this generation when it comes to Xbox was Sunset Overdrive, hands down.
Yeah, and exactly, and that wasn't even
That's gone too.
And can I say this? And can I say this, Jake? You started off your answer with like Xbox guys will take the good stuff.
Yeah.
And it goes the same way with PlayStation guys. They take the bad stuff and run with it. But I will say this again.
We're talking about the messaging.
Hold
on.
Talking
about the messaging.
I'm saying what you said. You said
Microsoft is not right.
Listen.
Think about it.
Okay, listen.
Sony's message has been solidified in everybody, and it's been unified. Nobody talks. Nobody speaks without the head guy.
Nobody speaks but Sean Layden.
That message, right?
Yeah, and Sean Layden talking about possibly broadening their consumer.
Okay, this is
all
right, guys. This is why
Sony has created a whole different division to create games that's going multi-plat. They told you this a while back, but what he did say, right, is those games that they're actually going to release, some will go to the PC. Well, most of them will go to the PC.
I think that's a first party on that.
That's just what that is. I mean, you got to look at games like Detroit Become Human and Heavy Rain, and
that shit's going multi-plat. Their next game is going multi-plat, not just PC.
But it's multi-plat meaning on the PC. It's not going on. It didn't come to
Quantic Dream their next game is going to consoles. Other consoles also.
No. You didn't hear what I said. I said multi-plat, right? Because Sony does not own Quantic Dream.
Right.
But they did own the IP, I believe, to Detroit Become Human,
and
stuff like that. They allowed it to go. Now, I thoroughly do believe that at some point in time, Hideo Kojima's Death Stranding probably will go to PC, because guess what? He's not owned by Sony, and even if he was owned by Sony, I still think that's an IP that Sony don't mind that going to the PC. They just don't want it to go to the competitor's console. And again, Sean Layden said that's non-negotiable.
But do you think gamers will be happy with any sort? Because listen, we got to be realistic about this, right, guys? Like, this is gonna happen. Sony, they both want to put their games on PC. Now, what if they do manage to get it to one of these, especially with their own services like PS Now Sony, Microsoft's already putting them in their day and date, so they kind of
PS Now is on
foot.
PC,
But I'll be right back, guys.
But now, if they do the whole exclusives are going in there and going to PC 6 months after the fact, or go to PC a year after, pay Game Pass, or PS Now 6 months after. Will people be good with that?
Well, listen. In my opinion, and I'll read, because this is a good transition. I'll read what Sean Layden said. We must support the PlayStation platform. That is non-negotiable. Basically, he says that said, you will see in the future some titles coming out of my collection of studios which may need to lean into a wider install base, speaking specifically of multiplayer focused games, like their games that they used to have, like the H1Z1, this Predator game that's coming out. You will never see a Naughty Dog game on PC. You'll never see Horizon Zero Dawn on PC. There's multiple reasons why it makes sense not to put a single player games, and Sony's smart to know that would end up pirated a lot.
Yep.
And realistically, it doesn't make sense. Why is Red Dead 2 not on PC? Why did it take so long to get GTA on PC? Because these games are the most pirated games on the platform, right? Like, even a game as bad like Quantum Break, that game was pirated. I remember seeing screenshots of the guy wearing a patch on his eye because that was their little thing to show that it was pirated. Yep. Right? So, like, again, he's saying it's non-negotiable. People, they're getting their exclusives. They're big bangers on PlayStation 5. They're going to be there. But if they're going to do some kind of MMO where it makes sense to put that on PC as well, and he flat out says no PlayStation games are going to Xbox, no PlayStation games are going to Nintendo. Like, how is it that this man is so concise and with this one quote, and we still have no idea what's going on Microsoft's side, right? Like, this is the thing that grates me to no end, which is This man makes it so concise. You know what's going on. There's no confusion here.
It's just better leadership. And it's a very bland, it's a very top level answer, but it's the correct answer.
It's the only answer.
This is what it really is, right?
That's what we've been saying.
Back onto what you said. It's Sony knows where they want to go and what they want to do. I totally believe Microsoft is just trying stuff to see what sticks.
They're throwing shit at the wall, see what sticks. Yeah.
And what makes sense. If the fans uproar fast enough, they'll drop it like a bad habit. And it's because they're scared to make a move, a solid move, and to say, look, this is where we're going with Xbox, this is where we're going to be, and that you're just going to have to take it. And I just think
I think one of the big problems is too, Microsoft is, like you said, they're afraid to piss off anyone. And when you're afraid to piss off anyone, you end up pissing off everyone, right? Because you got this one group of people that are like, man, these games going to other consoles are great. We'll get more games. And then you have people going, well, it devalues the console, which it obviously does. Like, look, listen, this isn't a topic, but the NPD numbers for last month, and I know some people go, well, I don't really care about NPD or whatever, but when the NPD numbers leak, and here I'll give you for July, the Switch was at 183,000, the PS4 was at 174,000, and the Xbox was at 39,000. That's Wii U numbers.
Yeah.
That's Wii U. The Wii U was selling between like 30 and 39,000 a month.
And just to kind of and like I don't have any numbers or an article, but I'm actually asking the audience, like, and I'm asking the panel. Like, I have a bunch of friends. We talked about this last time Jay was on. We talked about this last time Dirk Riggedy was on. And like I have a bunch of friends that are casual gamers. They don't know what we're talking about. They don't care about all this. They just play their Call of Duty, they play their Madden, they play their NBA 2K. That's what they play. Those are my friends. I've known them my whole life. That's what they play. They don't have Game Pass. So I'm not saying that my census is the right way to go, but I'm just saying I know a lot of the casual people that are out there, and none of them have Game Pass. And now you hear 39,000 last month and you can see that the trends are going down and down and down and down. And you wonder, I would like to know, not just the raw data numbers of the people that signed up and tried it for $1, like the true active users. Is Game Pass a true success? I wonder that sometimes, because I see that the console space is not doing too well. And really, that's what Game Pass is catered to. Yeah. So if that's declining, wouldn't that in essence mean that also Game Pass is? And here's the other thing I say about Game Pass that I just scratched my head on. And again, these are questions. They're rhetorical for people in the audience. I memean, to be honest with you, I sit there and I go, who is it that truly knows about Game Pass? The answer is the hardcore.
Yeah.
And the hardcore are the ones that are like, I got it for $1. I had 3 years of gold. I'm good for $1. I got Ultimate Game Pass. Now, those are people that were going to go out and spend $60 to $100, depending on the edition they bought for Gears 5. Now they're all playing Gears 5 for 99 cents.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, that model works when you have the masses, the casuals, which is what they're trying to reach. But my friends that are all casuals, and they'll be the first to tell you they are.
Yeah.
They don't have Game Pass, and they're not buying Gears. So what I'm saying is I almost feel like the total revenue stream that was coming in from the hardcore is now depleted on the Gears and Halo front. Yeah. And, because now we all bought it for 99 cents.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, you also have it where the casuals are not reaping the benefits of Game Pass, which is a great value. But if people don't know about it and they're not advertising it properly. Let me say that again. They're not advertising it properly. The fact that Dirk Riggedy saw one commercial once last week, that doesn't make me understand that their marketing is at their top notch. So these are the questions I ask rhetorically for you guys in the audience that are saying, well, it's just the only answer you ever get with somebody with Game Pass is a good value. And no shit, we get it. But my point being is if nobody's buying it, it's not doing Xbox or anybody any good.
Which, by the way, they're doing $2 for 2 months of Game Pass Ultimate again.
Why are they doing these 99-cent deals and $1.99 deals if this is catching on like wildfire?
Yeah.
Well, that's going to bring people in.
You're right. Game Pass.
It's going to make people check it out.
Hold on. Let Kratos finish. Go ahead, Kratos.
Game Pass is a great deal. It really is. Great service, great deal. The problem with this is when you think of great value, you think of going to the grocery store, getting 9 not non-name brand food items. And I hate to say it, but it does kind of water down the message that you want to put out there. You don't put a premium price tag on it, and people associate cost. They associate it with quality, and that's just by nature. We've all been trained to do that.
Did you know, Kratos? Real quick. Let me ask you a question. Did you notice that Star Wars Episode 7 and Star Wars Episode 8 didn't go to Netflix, but Solo did, and Rogue One?
Exactly.
Okay, so that's my point. I think that's what you're getting at.
Exactly.
So yes, you have this at home, and you're like, well, come on, Mooch, Netflix is a great value. Yeah. I didn't see Solo for $20. I got it on Netflix.
Exactly.
But it's Solo. It's not Episode 7. It's not Episode 8, and it's definitely not going to be Episode 9.
8 sucks, so I don't care.
Well, listen, it still didn't make Netflix.
I know, but listen, let me say it did actually. But
Episode 8?
Yeah, it's on there, man. Last Jedi, it's on there.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I gotta check that out.
Let me. No, you don't.
You really check that out. That's great. I'm checking right now.
Oh man, I don't know if that's a good idea. Can you hear me?
Oh, we hear you.
Oh, okay. So I wanted to say this real quick. As we get almost 600 people in here, please hit the like button. Maybe we can crash over 200 likes. That would be great. Let me say this. Do you think that the lack of Gears marketing also could have to do with, obviously that's a big AAA game. They spend a lot of money making it. They figure if people can just get it in Game Pass for $1, they're probably not making much off of that. You know what I mean? Like this game could end up losing money for them in the long run. Is that probably could be a reason why they're not going all out with the advertising like they would? Again, the last Gears of War game sold something like 3 million.
I think
so.
I think they're looking again when it comes to Xbox. They're looking for active users. They're looking to tout those numbers all the way around. So if they gave out Game Pass for $1, or the upgrade and all that good stuff, they're gonna have people playing that game when it launches, and it's gonna.
Well, yeah, we're gonna know like 4.5 billion. Locust got a high five or whatever. Like I get it.
Dude, we could give Locust high five.
I guess I don't know.
Dude,
like
they need to put that in Battletoads. Man.
Kate does 16,000. Kate did 16 million floss dances. Like that. I'm sure there's gonna be some kind of metric that they're gonna use for that.
Kate slapped Crapgamer 850,000 times.
Kate couldn't. Yeah. Kate got a bad haircut. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, come on. Let's hold on. I want to talk about this as well. Okay, because Aaron Greenberg, who, I don't know, like this guy is a little bit odd, but he teases.
I'm after his job, by the way.
He teases lots of quote unquote surprises for Xbox XO 2019, and this is what he says: if you thought Gamescom announcements were great, just wait until XO.
I'm not touching that one, crap.
Well, no, of course. Who would? Listen. This is what I'm talking about. This is on that level of cringe where Phil Spencer's
the quote again, crap?
His quote was, if you thought Gamescom announcements were great, just wait until XO.
And this is me saying they're predictable because they're basically saying we're going to pull out all this shit for XO. And you know what's going to come right after they get done with XO? A Sony announcement.
Well, they're not even going to announce anything big. I mean, one of the things, are they going to show off Age of Empires 4?
But here's the deal. Here's the deal. When it comes to what Xbox shows, like the Inside Xbox and XO and stuff like that, me as a gamer, I have an Xbox One X right here. You guys know I don't have the PS4 anymore. I'm gonna get in on what Xbox is showing. You know what I'm saying? That's the platform that I play on. So if they go all out and they show a bunch of really cool stuff and stuff like that, I'm going to be excited. I'm not really going to care what Sony announces after the Xbox show to kind of take any hype away, man.
See, that's the thing, right? You're going to, no matter what they show, you're probably going to end up enjoying it and liking it, right? But the masses out there don't really like those type of things.
Dude, what do you know about the masses? Now I can understand. I can understand
39,000. That's the masses.
The masses is right. This is what the masses is. The masses is 100 million plus versus 20.
Do you know how many of them?
Do you? Million.
No. It's actually between 40 and 60 million.
There is no way that there's no 60 million.
No, I said way. Between. I went really low. And I went really high.
All right,
you could give them.
There. Bro, you gotta give them 40 and be generous.
Hey, if they sold 15 million consoles this second, they wouldn't even be at 60 million. Get out of here.
Yeah. Hey, and plus the number is already shrunk because more and more people are.
You know, here's
trading
another
their-
thing, dude.
their Xbox.
How many of those 100 million like PlayStation owners also own an Xbox as well? Like you don't know none of that either.
I don't know, but I could imagine. Okay, let's just say for shits and giggles, 35 million Xbox Ones in the wild and 100 million PlayStation 4s. I'd say probably less than 20 million PS4 owners own an Xbox One.
Yeah, that's true.
Something about 20, something
that's
like
all
20 million.
Though. Like I put that out there because.
But you can't really. But here's the thing, though. Like I said, maybe you weren't here for the.
So when it comes to these masses and stuff like that,
there are
multiple console owners. Knox is one of them.
But listen, and so am I. But listen. You maybe weren't here for the NPD talk a little bit, but the Xbox One was down to 39,000 units in July. That's horrible. That's like Wii U numbers, man.
And that's in his home market. That's in his home market.
Like you can imagine when it's doing more. Like they're saying that the Xbox One's only sold like 1.4 million this entire year.
Yeah.
Like that's why when people go, how can you still say it's 40 million or under that? That's because they haven't sold anymore since Z Huge came out and said how many
were. If you're doing 39,000 on your own turf, good luck in Europe and Asia.
I mean, Japan, they're selling like what, 8 copies a month, something like that.
Yeah, that's 8. It's 8. Whoa, over 600 watching. Please hit the like button, man. This is insane. So
and and to be honest with you, and I'm with you, Xbox, because I mean the point of the matter is, and shout out to Rock Dog in the chat. He doesn't like to hear it, but I mean, like I don't like to hear it either. From where we thought Xbox would go and grow. They're not. And
those sales are directly
I love when I hit
on the actual game content.
I love when I say between 40 and 60 million, how the people out there who don't like what I'm saying will just focus on the 60.
Let's face it.
I could be
the
saying
number is
43.
actually between 1
I could be saying 42.
40 million.
I could be saying 48. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to
20 million swing right there. We ain't sold that.
And guess what? I actually got that. I actually got that quote from Inside Gaming. Because they were talking about that, and they put out there that Xbox One is out there. When they did their research, anywhere between 40 and 60. 60 is aiming really high.
If it was a decent number, they would have said so.
Guys, you guys made a joke of just bringing down the number like day after day. It's funny.
Look, you can kind of peg it down though, because what happens is their SOC units like that leaked out how many they've shipped. AMD, how many they've shipped out, it was like 36 million or something. And then you had the numbers like EA talk about how many consoles were out, and then also Z Huge, who came out and said that they were at like 38 or 39 million or whatever it was. And so far they've sold like 1.4 million or whatever it is this year.
Even if it's at 40 million, that's 40 million gamers who care.
Well, I mean, you got to figure though, like
because there's 100 million over here. These 40 million over here, they don't matter.
Nobody's saying they don't matter, but at the end of the
most of them most of those systems are sitting collecting dust or in the pump.
Come on, man!
I don't know that though, brother.
Hey, I gotta be honest. The last every year that I've had an Xbox One, they do a year-end review where they tell you how many hours you played, how many achievements you've gotten, and I average 20,000 gamer score a year. On my Xbox One this year, I have less than 1,000 gamer score put in. I would imagine that my time on Xbox actual gaming this year has been under probably 50 hours. And that's for the simple fact that they have not appealed to me. I almost am and disgust at times that they refuse to announce.
Majority,
I understand that, but listen, if I'm saying that the PlayStation has better games and the Switch has better games, and so that's where I'm spending my time now, that is the majority, because the majority sure as hell isn't buying the Xbox.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Like to me, because the PlayStation always had better games. So explain to me.
Well, the PlayStation does have better games, but I mean, at least Microsoft was trying before. You know what I mean? Like it seems like lately their refusal to announce anything, I think that's deafening. Like there's got to be a point when you're going to go out there and kind of at least listen and go, okay, well, we've told people we're more excited about what we didn't announce. Enough, right? Let's go ahead and actually announce something for a change.
Yeah, it's not that they just don't announce anything. It's when they finally do announce it, it's too fucking late. Like example, like the Gears custom console, right?
Yeah,
like, we just found out about that like
so long to do that
2 weeks ago, right? But we've known about the fucking Death Death Stranding fucking shit since May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like shit like that. Like the message is wrong, and so is the marketing.
Yeah.
It goes back- it
They were
goes back to
advertising
the
Days
PR.
Gone before Christmas.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
and I'm like, this is like that answer that Rod gave, man. I gotta be honest with you, that's the part where you're like, what is going on over there? We didn't want people to know about it. What?
Yeah.
Like before a restaurant or a pizza place opens in your area, even while the windows are still taped shut while they're fixing the inside, it's like coming soon. New management. You can't believe it. We're gonna beat the next guy. Like they have all these signs all over the place. They're not like, no, don't tell anybody. No.
Hold on. Gamer O'Malley. Yeah, I got to pay the bills. He says 60 million LMMFAO. Xbox doesn't even exist in Europe.
Brother, I already damage controlled that by showing how everybody's focusing on 60 million. So you gotta move on, man.
Lone Star says last number reported leak from EA was 37 million. Xbox has sold 2 million since then, maybe 40 million tops.
Yeah.
You know, like listen,
Crap. The mere fact that the Switch has only been out for 2 years and it's already caught up and probably surpassed the Xbox. That's very telling.
Yeah, and
you know what's very telling.
Already passed PS4 in Japan, their hometown too. That's telling.
You know what's very telling, and this is something for some reason we're not talking about as well. Probably because it is Xbox Nation, so I can
anti-Xbox Nation. Get it right, right?
Even though Sony and sold 100 million PlayStations, and that number means something to so
and
many
over
people.
1 billion games.
You still have
Sony
brass coming out and saying, we could broaden our demographic and make more money
with multiplayer games where it makes sense.
Like,
yeah,
obviously that right there, you see companies trying to broaden out.
But you know what? Again, the thing that he says that Phil would never say, that they actually have to support the PlayStation with exclusives, and that's non-negotiable.
Okay.
I mean, like your head would never say that, right? Like that guy would never say that. He would go, gamers playing anywhere, any device.
If that 100 million was such a golden number, why are they looking to make more money by broadening their demographic?
Why wouldn't they? I mean,
why wouldn't they want to make more money?
Why couldn't Xbox do the same thing?
But listen,
to a bigger level.
Listen. Xbox planned to sell 200 million Xbox Ones this generation.
Yeah, that didn't work out.
Of course, it didn't work out. They come out of the gate with nothing.
Right? No,
a $500 box that was less powerful.
Well, and
Force and Connect. No wonder.
I can actually say this statement now because J-Dubs is on here. We got Kratos here. He's probably the only other Google founder that I know that's on a panel with me. Mm-hmm. I got to be honest with you. This is one example that I gave, and it really answers Xbox question. And I can use Stadia and I can use Xbox in the same category here. And the reason that Xbox is having its issue is when they come out on stage, it looks like they're juggling and they're fumbling. Yeah. And when you see Sony come out, they say that, just like what Crap has read up many, many times now already, that their console is their priority. That's non-negotiable. And the one thing about Stadia is, Crap says to me on MNC,
Stadia.
Hold on, calm down.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why don't they make a dedicated box? Because then they're going to be fumbling and stumbling. Yep. They're coming out and they're focused on streaming. Whether you like it or not, that's not this topic. That's not the topic. That's later on in the show. My point being, right? That'll be later on. But they're coming out there and they're putting their dedicated best foot forward on streaming console type games on any device. Yep. Period. Yep. Okay? If they came out with a box and a this and a that, that's where they were going to falter. They're going headfirst into that. Sony's going headfirst into console, and Xbox doesn't know where the hell they're going. They're all over the place. They're all over the map. And you can tell by their miscommunication, their miscues all over the media. So my point is we had E3 come up. We had one slide on xCloud. They were 25 minutes short on their 2-hour promise, so they had time. So you can't say it was a time issue. They had one slide on xCloud. They also said that they were going to have a beta or an alpha, whatever it was they were going to call it, for this fall. And now that looks like it's getting pushed to the right.
Yep.
So they can't even do that. So what I'm telling you right now is when people are like, what is it that Sony is doing and why they're going to be doing the same? They are going to be doing what Xbox is doing, but they're focused on the console and they're going to sprinkle in the services. Microsoft is taking the sprinkles and making it their main priority. And that's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that is because it's like you don't know exactly what their plan is in terms of the long-term goals because they change what they want so much. Again, I'm the flip-flopper or whatever, but Microsoft are the ones. Man, we can't even get 200 likes with 640 people watching. Come on, you people like the video. Dang, it's not gonna kill you. Trust me.
I already did it. I can't do it anymore. Crap. I can't do another.
It's not gonna kill you. So yeah, I wanted to, obviously. Okay, here's a big thing. So how did Sony absolutely win Gamescom? Here's the thing, and here's the difference between Sony and Microsoft. Microsoft's big announcement for E3 or whatever is studio announces, right? Sony's like, tweet. We just bought Insomniac Games. Now, here's the thing that I want to point out. Insomniac Games, I have to say, as even though in my heart of hearts I prefer Xbox and I'm pissed off because Xbox really has dropped the ball, I wanted Microsoft to get Insomniac Games so bad. They are such a talented studio. They have multiple teams. They've done some of my absolute favorite games of this generation. Sunset Overdrive, Spider-Man. They did Ratchet and Clank. So talented. They do VR games.
They also came out with a bunch of like indie games that nobody ever heard of either.
Well, they did Song of the Deep, which was actually VR. And I love VR, but they did Song of the Deep, which is actually a really good Metroidvania. That was published by GameStop, by the way. So listen,
I remember.
There's
we own that game actually.
Yeah, I do too. It's a good game. But listen,
you own every game. Man.
I know. But listen. So I gotta say, like, this made me jealous, right? Like, why couldn't an Xbox have got this studio? Listen, Sony tried to.
I'll tell you why, crap. I'll tell you why. It's because that studio was too big and too highly rated for Game Pass. They don't want to.
Man, get out of here.
Get out of here, man. Don't even start with that.
Think about it.
No, dude. What company?
All of the studios that they purchased have been known for making little small.
What company has Insomniac worked with the majority of the time?
Wait, didn't we get a Sunset Overdrive?
One
generation.
Yeah, didn't we get Ratchet and Clank?
Okay, that's all that matters. You guys got a game that
no, that's all that matters. They also did 3 VR titles for the Oculus.
Yeah.
So maybe Oculus.
What happened? But that's not Sony's fault. That's Phil's fault. Phil told you that he was gonna give you high-end VR, and he took it away from you.
Maybe they should have signed with Oculus.
I think it's great.
Maybe they should.
They said Oculus and the Vive was going to work with the X, and they took it away.
They had 3 times more titles that came out on the Oculus than on the Xbox, man.
Well, why didn't Phil give you guys VR?
Dude, that's a different subject. We're talking about Insomniac, brother. Yeah. We're talking about
Insomniac. Listen. I think it's great. I think it's great that Insomniac signed with Sony, but
dude, that's who they work with. Like,
but the sports guy in me, right?
Sports.
To me, it's kind of like a player re-signing with their team, right? It's a good
analogy.
It's good. It's definitely good.
Remember when Microsoft signed Turn 10? It was the best thing ever.
Yes.
Like
they only made
Playground. Same thing. Yeah.
Microsoft.
Yeah. No. We were happy about it. Y'all PlayStation guys said I thought they already owned them. That's the same thing.
Sure, you make a good comparison. To me, that's like when LeBron went back to Cleveland, right? You were like, no, really. That felt
for real though.
I like Insomniac Games. I think it's great, man.
But the thing
Ishan Rashid says, Mooch, you need to go on a rant for Insomniac.
I was just about to.
Yes, let's hear it.
But I mean, let's call what it is, man. I mean, Insomniac is this generation, and I've said this way before all this, way before E3. To me, Insomniac is really, they're one of the ones that this generation said, I can see them having a group meeting and being like, let's step up. Let's show everybody who we truly are. And then they came up there, right? Because you have your rock stars out there, right, that put out amazing games. You've got your CD Projekt Reds. And then Insomniac, this generation's been right there because Sunset Overdrive absolutely was an amazing game. Listen, you didn't have to love it. It was critically acclaimed, and it was also loved by the Xbox community. And even Sony PlayStation fans, even in the heat of all the battles online, even said, yo, Sunset looks like a solid game. So you've got
some Sony extremists telling me Sunset Overdrive was trash, man.
Well, that's just banter.
Well, I mean, now all of a sudden, everybody now Xbox fans hate it though. So it's
Insomniac, right.
Well, me personally,
all of a sudden, Insomniac is mediocre.
Yeah,
Insomniac picking them up though. Picking them up, they are a bone. Here's my thing, and using sports as an analogy. This is like picking up somebody that is a proven winner in the league versus what Microsoft's been doing, which is picking up draft picks with huge potential,
Hey,
right?
you know what?
So, and let me tell you something. As a Mets fan,
Mhm.
we pick up a lot of draft potential players that suck, right? So my problem is that I would almost rather go out there and get somebody that's got 40, 50, 60 home runs 4, 5, 6 years in a row. That's Insomniac. Than somebody who's making their way up and they're a hot shot in the AAA, the AA draft circuit in the Major League Baseball unit. That's what I'm saying. When you look at what Microsoft picked up, they've picked up some decent minor league talent.
Let me ask you this though. Mostly I ask you this. Okay, them signing as Insomniac, what changes for the immediate future, right?
Well, we know
Overdrive.
we know we'll never get
Nothing
another Sunset
changed.
Overdrive,
Right? But
which is actually
they're already going to make Spider-Man 2.
Let me tell you what it changes.
But that's a big deal because that was one of our only like games that was loved across multiple platforms.
Yep, that allows, right, because along with Insomniac comes their IPs and the license to those IPs. So Sony now owns Sunset Overdrive. So literally, Sony can go and have them to start making Sunset Overdrive too.
They're not going
right
to
now.
that shit.
No, I'm just telling you. And plus, there's like 7 or 8 other franchise games that they've made before that Sony now owns those licenses.
Okay, but
those are directly games.
But you're talking about hypothetical what ifs.
That's not a hypothetical. Sony now have 7 to 8 potential games IPs that they can make. Whereas when Microsoft buy these small studios, there's not much attached.
Okay, but I'm saying what changes? No, like listen, Insomniac being bought by Sony is great. Don't get me wrong, but what changes in the immediate future? Nothing changes because we knew they were already making Spider-Man 2.
Look at the diverse portfolio from Resistance to Sunset Overdrive,
Spyro
to Spider-Man to Ratchet and Clank. Now hear me out. To even something as small as what was it, Song of the Deep?
Song of the Deep, yeah.
Just hear me out here, Dirt. This is a team that has made an unbelievable game from the top of the top to the smallest of games, and they can break up it. Now hear me out. If you want to sit here, and the biggest argument I've seen online is Microsoft's acquisitions are, as followings, Playground Games and Obsidian being of that stature. Like, how can you say that about Insomniac and not those two? Playground Games is an extremely talented racing team. They're unproven anywhere else.
They're still they're still kind of newer.
Right?
Well.
And then Obsidian, if you don't like Fallout, my friend, they are not for you.
Yep.
Last time I checked, though, Ninja Theory is first party under Microsoft. So
Ninja Theory is, but let's also look at Ninja Theory's portfolio. When people pull up the games that are not Hellblade, those are really old.
DMC,
and that's not the same staff that's there today.
3 generations ago, yeah.
That's not the same staff that's there today.
DMC was last gen, bro.
So, it doesn't matter. You ever hear the Don?
Let me pay this bill real quick.
Different jobs.
He said 2-3 generations ago, like it was on the Atari.
Let me pay this. Hey, let me pay this bill real quick. Punch 180 says 360 was 80+ million. Xbox One under 45 million. Xbox fan base jump ship. Of course they jump ship. Did you see that horrible?
They jumped ship at the beginning.
That horrible review, and they picked the worst generation to lose. We're taking our controllers, we're taking our games with us.
Everything comes with you. So
this is the worst one for Microsoft to lose.
Using the beneficial of the beneficiary of numbers, 100 million to 40 million or 50 million, whatever you want to say, doesn't matter. The 100 million is moving forward with all their games in their backpack, their controllers, and everything, and that's why it's going to be hard. Microsoft it's an uphill battle of mud. You're going to climb an uphill battle, and it's going to muddy hill. You're just sliding back the whole time.
I gotta say, one thing that's really incredible on the Xbox platform, and I think everybody on the panel, we're talking about taking your games and bringing them with you.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to the Xbox platform, that goes OG Xbox games, Xbox 360 games, Xbox One games.
PS5 is going to be doing the next generation. PS5 is going to be doing that.
Did they announce that?
Yes, they already announced it.
Yo, send me a link. Send me a link on Twitter.
Only with PS4.
PS1,
only with PS4, brother.
Only PS4 though. Only PS4.
Only PS4. And that's why I said OG Xbox.
Yeah, but
Xbox One game,
bro.
That's one of my
generations of games.
It's one of my favorite bits of all time. Is like I love the thumb celebrities. The minute that anything comes out, OG Xbox that's back a pat, everybody digs it out of their museum of games. They hold it up, they take a snap picture of the cartridge, they have a cassette in their thumb, and then they play it for 2 hours, and then they never play it again.
I've been playing Ninja Gaiden Black, like.
This is the worst. This is the worst thing about backwards compatibility, right? It's great, but to have
It's great,
that
but
as
this is why it's bad.
to have that as a crutch, right? That means there's more.
It's not a
people-
crutch; it's a feature.
Listen, you had 80 to 90 million people last generation. You have less than half of that this generation with Xbox Ones. And that means either the people moved to PlayStation or the people just did not leave the Xbox 360 generation. They still have the 360s that they're playing. And the mere fact, when I turn on my friends list, when I log into Xbox Live, everybody's playing Fight Night and old games from last generation, nothing from this generation. So that means, right, a lot of Xbox guys are living in the glory days of the Xbox 360 era.
Am I on your friends list, bro?
I believe you are.
I hope so, because like, you know, yeah, you will see me playing Ninja. You'll see me play all sorts of games. Like right now I'm playing Golf Club 2019 like a lot, yo.
But
like
2019.
But listen,
dude, they didn't come out with 2020
That was the worst.
yet.
That was the worst back-to-back commercial of all time. We're talking about back-to-back. Like, you guys tune in. I'm playing 2019, and tomorrow I'm playing 2020.
2020 didn't come out yet.
That's my point.
I'm saying I play everything.
Listen, there's nobody.
I'm OG to
Xbox.
games that are on the Xbox.
I'm in your back. Listen, I'm in your corner with this. Okay, when you buy something, I think it's your right to be able to play it anytime. I agree with that sentiment. But to sit here and say that we're all playing, listen, you're on my friends list, Xbox. I see you all the time. You're playing games that came out like 2 years ago at the latest.
I said that is a great feature.
Hey,
right?
when I look at my friends list, I see people YouTube, Hulu, yeah, like, and I'm like, okay, where's the game? Nobody's on the game, man.
Y'all better stop.
Are you talking about Media Player, Crap? Because
dude, I used to use Media Player.
That's your most played game.
Now, mine is Hulu actually, because that's how that's my Hulu device. Like, I'll be damned if I'm not going to get some kind of use out of my $500 box. Yeah. And if it's Hulu and chill. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. Like, I've got to get some kind of use. Hey, I'm not being gross. I'm just saying. Like, I've got to get some kind of use out of that thing. My Impractical Jokers, whatever. I've got to watch something. So Hulu is my live TV.
The problem, crap is. Hold on, Jay. You're talking all night.
Go ahead.
Hold on for a second. I understand the exclusive games issue. I understand. I truly do. So y'all are saying, Crap, you're a guy that said you prefer Xbox ecosystem, all of that shit.
I do.
You're saying you're not playing any multi-platform on there, anything. Okay.
No, well, yeah, and the reason being is it could just be a bitter problem. Like, I'm bitter at Xbox right now, so it's like I look at it and discuss, and I'm just like, I ain't gonna play nothing on you. So like, listen, I plan on getting Call of Duty on it. Like, I've got some friends that are gonna play that, so I'll get Call of Duty on it. But for me, I don't know. I was thinking about picking up Control on PlayStation 4. I don't, like.
You can't.
Well, that's where the extra content is.
Where's it gonna look better?
Tomorrow, everyone's gonna
look better on the X though.
Tomorrow, everybody on PlayStation will be playing Call of Duty, the two versus two, because that's an exclusive marketing deal that they had going.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it, those marketing deals work though.
They work.
I know. I can remember back in the 360 days, I'd be at like Walmart, and this was when like physical was still it, and there'd be like kids argue, oh, which version should we pick up? And they're, oh, the 360 one, because they get maps 30 days early. Yep. Right, like this is a thing. It works. Like, people use this stuff. It marketing works. Time content works. I understand Phil Spencer hates it, but Phil Spencer also, look at what he loves: Voodoo Vince and Crackdown 3.
His integrity is always in the question.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Hey, let's get over 300 likes. Just 650. Watch it, huge crowd. Give yourselves a pat on the back. You guys rock. You're coming out here rocking on Xbox Nation or anti Xbox Nation. But anyway, so
they came out to stay king neutral, by the way.
Oh, well, I don't know about that, man. But I will say though, this Insomniac things, and I pointed this out. Sony bought Insomniac Games at a high point in
it's usually when you don't buy stocks,
marketing.
Right,
yeah, exactly, right. So they bought them at the highest point, coming off their Spider-Man, almost 14 million sold. Incredible high point. Obviously, they've already started making Spider-Man 2. I know people are like, it was so weird, and maybe we could talk about this in a little bit, that I saw people on my timeline, like a version of Petty that I've never seen. Xbox fans that are hoping that this Sony Marvel deal with the Spider-Man movie somehow impacts it into not being an exclusive game anymore for Sony or something like that.
Really?
Like, I've never seen.
I've
never seen a level of Petty that way in my life.
I'm just mad about that for the Spider-Man.
Listen. If I have to be honest, I haven't seen the newest Spider-Man.
Dude, it's great. Mysterio's one of my favorite villains. So.
I haven't seen it, but you know what? I got to be honest. I much prefer, like, I like the first two ones with Tobey Maguire best. Just out of all the ones that I've seen.
You are so old school, dude.
Hey, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Take notes like chisel it on a rock? Like,
no, listen.
They invented paper, brother.
Listen, those were more of the origin stories. Like, they didn't have any Tony Stark giving him his suits and stuff.
No,
I don't dig that. But I'm just saying, for me personally, I preferred those ones. So this means nothing to me. I think, if a studio if you own something and somebody's trying to take 50% of it, there better be a damn good reason. So even if a movie makes $1 billion, Sony only makes $500 million off of that. If they do their own, even if it makes $700 million, that's pure profit for them. So I feel like you've got to be a little give and take there.
Well, yeah, and you're talking about the money there, but what I'm saying when it comes to and just real quick, the MCU helped create those stories, Homecoming and Far From Home. Without the MCU being involved and interweaving Spider-Man into the MCU,
I wasn't a huge Homecoming fan.
I think both sides kind of need each other. That's what I've been reading into this.
Dude, when they signed X-Men, I'm sorry, but since they signed X-Men and Fantastic Four, right now Sony needs the MCU way more than the MCU needs Sony and Spider-Man.
You could say that, but dude, there's a point when we were watching Civil War and Spidey shows up. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Right? It changes the dynamic, even with all those superheroes in there.
Listen, Tony Stark's is dead, right? Iron Man is dead. So the next character in line to be the headline is Spider-Man. That's the main character now.
They're gonna make it work. I guarantee
they'll make it work. There's too much money to be made.
You're right. They have to. And if anything, Disney's the catalyst to this whole thing. Their greed is what set this whole thing in motion. They saw
they try to corner Sony to force
bro. Talk about on the next one. On the next one, you giving me half.
Yeah.
Disney rolled up with the Scully and the fucking mask on. Talk about what you holding, son?
Well, let me say this: the Insomniac thing, right? Like, so they picked them up at a market high. Insomniac had turned down a chance to be bought multiple times from Sony before. I'm sure Microsoft tried to buy them at some point, and they got turned down. But I will say this: when you look at what Microsoft has bought, like, I'll give you Obsidian as being a good pickup, and Playground. What the hell was that? And Playground Games being a good pick. And Playground Games being a good pickup. But when you look at In Exile, Undead Labs, Compulsion Games, what the hell, Double Fine, right? These studios were literally crowdfunding. Even Ninja Theory were crowdfunding games. Okay, like, that goes to show these are at market lows. That Mike's like, I have no faith whatsoever.
I didn't bring up Ninja Theory at all in that. Like,
I did. Ninja Theory did crowdfund though. They were crowdfunded. They've crowdfunded recently. So, again. These studios, and again, I'm not saying that Ninja Theory is a bad studio. I think they're a good studio. I just, it annoys me when you see Matt Booty say, we're wanting Ninja Theory to keep making these AA games like Hellblade. And I thought Hellblade was crap. It was a looking puzzle simulator or whatever it was. Like, that's not fun to me. Like, I thought the game was pretty, but it was super linear and just not like a puzzle game. I wasn't particularly a fan of the combat or anything that was revolved around there. So if they come out with the Hellblade 2, that's not a megaton to me. That's a mega letdown. I want to see something great.
Nah, you're going to tell me, Crap, that you don't see the potential in Hellblade. I can agree with you, and I enjoyed the game. I didn't. I don't like it. There is definite potential for Hellblade to make that transition from a AA to a AAA. About that, there's no doubt. And that they got the talent to do it, they got the talent. And as far as crowdfunding stuff, listen, man, how long has Star Citizen been being fucking funded, right? They got like 500
It's like
years.
a $300 million crowdfund, but I'll say this. But it's like the difference is what I'm saying is those studios were in dire straits.
No doubt, and that's what I'm saying. But now they're gonna have Microsoft's financial backing,
and
right?
they will. But
it's gonna be
Microsoft's financial backing and none of Microsoft's leadership or any kind of emphasis on terms and dates. Nothing. That's the problem. Everything is just.
Brother,
do whatever you want to do.
But
we don't know. Hold on, but real
Sony
quick.
is known for doing that, bro.
We don't know if that's going to change.
No, they aren't.
They are.
We don't know.
You want. Oh, you need more time? Oh, no problem. How many delays like Uncharted and games like that have happened? Sony is known within their development team.
Sony will delay a game, but Phil Spencer, he cancels the game. Scalebound. got rid of Lionhead.
Do you know the whole story behind Scalebound? Do you even
it doesn't
care,
matter.
brother?
It doesn't matter.
You don't care.
It matters.
You don't care, so I won't even go.
Lionhead. Okay, what's the excuse on that one?
No. First off,
I can give you 5 or 6 other studios. What's the excuse?
How do past game cancellations even have anything to correlate in any way, shape, or fashion to what I was saying?
Exactly.
What I was saying is that, listen, we know they have this initiative with Game Pass, right? So we know some of these smaller studios that were on the brinks of collapse, like Crap has pointed out, right? Now they got the funding. Now they can do something to further that agenda. Yes, we're going to get that. That is absolute. What I want to know is that I'm also going to get from these other studios new AAA IP that can bring a new revolutionary, groundbreaking game to the Xbox platform that is an exclusive that will make me say, hey, I want to top an Xbox.
Knox, if you were only a hamburger food truck at one point in time, barely making it through, okay? And then I'm a multimillionaire, and I'm like, here you go, Knox. Here's $1 million. Do something crazy. You're like, but Mooch, I've only made hamburgers. Well, are you going to start a lobster, a surf and turf joint the next week?
Bad analogy,
Probably
bro.
not. No, it's
Bad
not. What I'm
it
saying
is.
You're making Ninja Theory style games of that
Ninja
caliber,
Theory
that
has
size,
shown
and
what they can do throughout the history of that development.
different people are there now. Xbot. It's not
different
the same
people are
crew.
at Naughty Dog too now, man.
Yeah,
so you trying to tell me their next game might be inferior?
They've held most of their staff, buddy.
No,
come on. Yes, they have.
Come
Yes, they have.
on,
You're
man.
talking about 3 generations.
The only
They just made
Why
it.
is
They just,
everything always gotta be the
Naughty
worst?
Dog made 2 games in this generation: Last of Us 2 and Uncharted 4.
Yeah.
Come on, it's not apples to apples, man. What I'm trying to prove to Knox here is no matter how much money you throw at somebody that can only make hamburgers, they can't surf and turf the next day.
Yeah, I get that. I'm not saying they're going to surf and turf. I'm saying they're going to put out these.
They're going to put out another great version of like a Hellblade style game.
Yeah.
You guys are all waiting for them. So you think they're going to go from Hellblade to The Last of Us?
Who, Ninja Theory?
Yeah.
I don't know. I do.
Given the proper
point.
funds and the proper time, they can do something.
They can do a new enslaved or something.
Listen, Neil Druckmann himself said, look, it took them forever to get the team that they currently have. He said, you can just hire a bunch of people, but unless they mold together, it's not going to work. And in order for Naughty Dog to get to the Naughty Dog that we know now, he said it took 11 to 12 years to get that. We can't possibly think if Phil Spencer just started buying studios last year, that automatically the next year or even the next 4 or 5 years, that they're going to be cranking out these bangers.
But didn't Naughty Dog make Crash?
Right, they made great games.
They did. That was the first generation. That was back in Sony first came out.
But it was an awesome platformer, right? It was an awesome platformer. So when we found out they were making
Ninja Theory and all of those shooter can make a crash. I do believe that.
Ninja Theory made good games.
When we found out that they were going to make a third-person Tomb Raider-esque shooter, right? Nobody was like, "Oh my god, I can't wait to see this." Everybody was thinking the same as Mooch,
right?
But no, they made a great franchise, right? That was a great stepping stone. Then part 2 came out, and that shit was off the hook because to me, it's still the best one in the series, in my opinion. And then they launched The Last of Us and killed it even further. So who's to say that Ninja Theory cannot do the same thing? You can't.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, but anybody can flip that coin and look the other way. You can sit there and say the Patriots, they went and drafted a non-known quarterback. All of a sudden, they put this guy and that guy together. Who would have known? They were making fun of that team, and they went and won 5-6 rings, right? Oh, so look at here's another team. They just drafted a guy 157th in line, and now they're going to build. You can't say that right away, though.
But the thing is, you see the potential. You see You can
what from Hellblade?
I don't.
From Hellblade. You
cannot see
Hellblade
didn't like something they did.
Hellblade does not show me
2 generations ago.
You cannot see the potential in Hellblade.
So let me tell you right now. So that's the same people that made. What about from what do they call it there? What's that Dawn game there?
Until Dawn?
Until
Horizon
Dawn.
Zero Dawn?
Until Dawn. So the people that made Until Dawn. It's a walking kind of puzzle game, right?
I never
that's
played
a Telltale type of game, though.
But my point is though, but that's still a good game.
Yeah, I love it.
What I'm trying to say to you, can Until Dawn's dev team make the Last of Us?
Maybe.
Well, anybody
Well,
could say
11
maybe.
years.
That's my point. We can name 100 different dev teams that are in the maybe category.
Hey, this is what I'll say. This is what I'll say.
We have to wait and see.
No, but you're saying they can't. No, you're saying Ninja Theory can't make it.
I didn't say they can't. I didn't say that. I'm gonna sound like Xbot. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. But you guys are claiming that they will.
I didn't say that.
I said the potential was there. I never said they
potential
will.
is
I
there.
said the potential is there, and we need to wait and see.
The potential's on this panel. I mean, we can do whatever. I mean, come on, man. I mean, like, there's potential everywhere, but it's when it comes down to it. Okay, it's not about when you draft the 157th pick for the quarterback and win a dynasty. Okay,
well,
it's about other different players involved, and you don't know.
But that's when the changes that you want need to come into
What I'm
effect with
trying to
management.
say, and what I was saying to you, Knox, when you were like, "This has nothing to do with it," and I'm like, "Yes, it does." My point was, they went and grabbed Insomniac. That's like grabbing Tom Brady 10 years ago. That was a bona fide winner. And what's happening now is you've got Microsoft going out there and picking Daniel Jones.
Well, hey, let me point this out because this kind of
when that Ninja Theory announcement was made, there was plenty of excitement going on.
Oh yeah,
everywhere.
There was, because we thought that they were going to do something.
Because you didn't like this game that they're dropping right now. This
listen, but listen, they're working on 2 games. I get it, but according to, again, we have to go back to Matt Booty, the head of Xbox Game Studios. He says there's 70 employees there, so 25 of them are working on Bleeding Edge. That leaves 50 left. Like, that's not a AAA level to me. You also have to look. I can agree with that. You also have to look at what he said. He goes, "We want Ninja Theory to be Ninja Theory and do more AA games like Hellblade." He even says it, right? They want those.
This is why Microsoft bought them.
Exactly.
Microsoft bought these studios. They want them to continue making what they have been making, which is these small Game Pass. I don't want to say fillers, but just small Game Pass type games. And
well, then we're gonna have to give the initiative and Playground Games a chance, and that's it. We got to see if the initiative is got to throw that blockbuster, and if this new Fable is gonna be remade, and we got to see.
Brother, they might as well call the initiative Naughty Dog 2. How many people from Naughty Dog they brought over?
Yeah, I can hardly wait to see what they have up their sleeves, man. if I could go into some kind of stasis till 2024 when Phil announces it, I'd be crazy.
Hey, 2024,
you are out of line right now.
You are the great exaggerator, bro.
Hey, hold on.
It is gonna be
that's some truth
come out in 2024, but they'll announce it before that.
Listen, there's some truth to what he's saying. There's some truth, right? A lot of these games that you guys are expecting, if they just bought these studios last year, and we know it takes 4 to 5 years to crank out a AAA title.
But you just said they're not making AAA games.
I'm just saying, I'm giving you
the initiative. Are you talking about the initiative?
No. It might come out in 2024, but they'll announce it before that.
What are they going to announce at E3 next year, right? When they're coming out with this Scarlett.
The launch lineup and the
controllers.
I mean, think about it. Fable, maybe another Forza game, and then what else?
Dude, you act like Fable is not a big deal.
Okay, we get it every year.
I've never been a fan.
What surprise does Sony have? Because we know everything they're making.
Listen,
hey, they got a new Naughty Dog game.
We know they have a lot of stuff.
They have a Naughty Dog game, so they have another.
Sony's credibility is not on the line right now. We know what they come in.
No. I'm just saying. You saying what they're going to announce? Okay, we know what Sony first party.
Even if we don't know, even if Sony says, "Look, we're not making any more games to this day. We're going to ride out what we have." They still have like 10 to 15 games, and not even including
10 to 15 games
that's on the line.
You just scared about Microsoft making double.
They can just release straight sequels and still outdo anything Microsoft can.
You just said. Hold on, man. You just talk shit about Microsoft making AA games. Now you're talking shit about this.
Because Sony is going for the gusto. They're creating blockbuster AAA, 100 million plus, 1 billion selling. I mean, just juggernauts, system sellers, 10 plus. They have like 5 or 6 games that have sold 10 plus million right now. So
let me pay the bills real quick. Failed Pyromancer says smaller teams are best staying in their zone. These companies that have made Until Dawn and Hellblade won't make nothing out of The Last of Us caliber. Z Black Rider says Insomniac is Obsidian level, nothing more, nothing less. You, my friend, are incredibly crazy for saying that. I like you, but that is a crazy statement.
Z's an awesome guy. Z Black Rider is an awesome dude. But like, I got to be honest with you, that's not true. And
again, when are we going to see something from them? People are hyping up the sequel to a game that's not even out yet as being an exclusive. So see you in 2024 once again. Like, again, this is my point.
The other thing we're forgetting, though, Crap, is everybody on the panel that's making a great case for the Ninja Theories and the Compulsion games, we're all forgetting something. And Microsoft has voiced this. These teams were picked up not to all make AAA games. A lot of these teams are meant to make exactly what they've been making.
Thank you.
Yeah,
okay, and if you don't believe, I know.
All of them, brother.
But wait a minute. Wait. Listen, the only two out of the group is Playground Games and Obsidian. After that, you're getting Double Fine quality production, and you're getting Ninja Theory. Ninja Theory, behind the scenes, was working on what? Bleeding Edge. Yep. So take Bleeding Edge and take Hellblade,
which was pretty much almost done when they got acquired.
But it's the same team, a little more money, same team talent. Yep. That's what you're getting.
Yep.
That's what I said. You can't take a guy who's been working with ground beef and then start throwing filet mignon at him.
Yo, last time I checked, Ninja Theory did Enslave. They did DMC as well, the previous generation. I think they have a pedigree where they have the potential to drop something huge, brother.
That was a whole new that was a whole nother
team. A whole new team, brother. Because if that's the case, like I just said, Naughty Dog, like so many people went over to the initiative from Naughty Dog in key positions
they hired
as
like
well.
2 or 3 people.
But you're not concerned about any Naughty Dog game.
It's like janitors and cooks.
No,
we act like it's Neil Druckmann. Like, come on.
Oh no! As long as Neil Druckmann's there, everything's gravy.
Exactly. Just like
just like Corey Balrog, right? Takes one man to create a game.
Hey,
it is what it is. I mean,
listen. There is no denying right now that Sony has the more talented studios. I mean, they're like Sucker Punch, Insomniac, Sony Santa Monica, Naughty Dog, Palufia Digital Polyphony. They've just got the more exciting, better teams. Ermi says thoughts on next studio purchase, Blue Point Remedy. Listen, I've heard this, and people call us. Listen, Crapgamer was fear-mongering crap. I did a video in March that said there's a rumor going around that I've heard from a couple people that Insomniac Games is about to sign a deal with Sony, and this is how long it took to get through. And there's Remedy, a paper trail. Yeah, no, Insomniac. And then I also did one about Remedy because there's a paper trail leading to this as well. One thing, Yoshida actually went out to Remedy Entertainment. Remedy Entertainment went to Naughty Dog. You're not going to Microsoft's not going to allow Naughty Dog into
Yoshida left his bunker, man. He don't go anywhere.
Yes, he went there. He went to Remedy.
He's too busy in the boardroom making deals and buying.
He is. He's
too busy listening to J-Dub and being like, "Yo, that's my man." Right
he's a busy man. He did respond to him. He did respond to him on Twitter.
You saw my tweet, right?
Yeah. He responded, man. He did.
Said, Yoshida, that's how you do it, like a boss. You go out and you buy the big stuff and you pull it home.
You do. I mean, that's how you make a statement. That's a statement thing right there. So again, there's paperwork and people, crap's fear mongering. He's doing this, leading people to believe that this is about to happen. And I think that this would be a tremendous announcement. You have plenty of time between now and next E3. You can get something up with Alan Wake 2. They have a believe it or not, they have everything in place. It's not going to take 4 to 5 years to get another Spider-Man or God of War. Assets are there. Stuff is there. You're talking about a 3-year cycle now. We get from Gears 4 to Gears 5, there's a 3-year cycle. There's no reason why we can't have a 3-year cycle or less with some of these other games. Probably 3 years would be good, though, to get the quality up to par. But basically, why wouldn't Sony just have Sam Lake come on stage as a surprise next E3? Think of the burn, right? And he's like, Alan Wake 2. Exclusive to PlayStation, right? That is such a holy crap moment and such a burn, like a thumb in the eye to Microsoft. What have fans been asking for? We've been asking for another Alan Wake, a Sunset Overdrive, and now Sony's like, you ain't getting any of that, or you got to buy a PlayStation to get that. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, this is my big problem with Phil. And I said
that's non-negotiable.
It's non-negotiable, exactly. I mentioned this the other day. Phil's this Xbox hero to everybody, but in terms of actual exclusive games, what has he actually given us? What has he actually listened to the fans about? And what has he delivered? right? This is everybody's hero. If you're an Xbox fan, that like, did you hear Greenberg's like, and at XO, Phil Spencer's gonna be there. It's like he's Michael Jackson or something, right? Everybody's like, woo, Phil, yay, Phil. I'm like, dude. Like that, can you imagine Sony going?
Really
Sean,
everybody, brother.
Sean Layden's gonna be there. Like nobody cares. Great, you know what I'm saying? Like give us the game.
Well, Sean Layden looked like a deer in headlights when he's on stage, man. Like,
but I'm just saying, there's a huge difference. Like this reverence for Phil Spencer, and I'm like, what has he actually given us as in terms of exclusives or game wise? This generation, he's given us nothing but excuses, and how next E3 is going to be big. And how he's more excited about things he didn't share. Like, this is the problem. Like, everybody goes into these things and they just want to believe this guy, and there's such reverence for Phil Spencer. And I'm just like, I fell for it too, guys. Like, there's no shame in going, hey, he duped me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that guy's a huckster Phil. You know, he goes out there and he tells you what you want to hear.
All right, Phil. Yo, Z Black Rider in the chat. Phil is not bigger than Michael Jordan. I'm sorry. Michael Jordan is
Michael Jackson.
Oh, Michael Jackson? Bro, Michael Jackson's the GOAT too, man.
No, that's what I'm saying. But did you hear him?
He's less bigger than him then.
But listen, did you guys hear that when he announces that Phil's going to be there, right?
Yeah.
People are just like, oh my God, Phil, did he just say Phil Spencer?
I was paying more attention to when he said, yo, if you like what we showed here, then, you know, XO is really going to be, it's going to be out there. It's November 14th, right? For the people out there, it's November 14th.
Yeah,
Mark
it's gonna be.
calendars.
It's gonna be.
Be
I think,
there
what in the
XO
UK?
2019, brother, in London.
Yeah, it's gonna be in the UK. So again, like this guy is. What does he actually deliver? Nothing. And so, can you imagine if Sony gets, you know, a Sunset Overdrive at some point and an Alan Wake sequel at some point? Like they totally own the IP now. Like they can publish. They could actually They could go, well, while we're working on Alan Wake 2, we've remastered Alan Wake 1, and that's exclusively to PlayStation 5 right now. You know what I mean? Like, that's something that, like, Xbox fans were asking for a remastered Alan Wake. You know? Like, why couldn't that been done? You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is, like, Sony gets it, and they know how to, like, stick it in the eye. Why wouldn't they?
But didn't Phil
make a remaster of Alan Wake 1? Only if they're gonna give it free with Alan Wake 2.
Well, no. Why couldn't you put it out for $20 or something?
I don't see the PlayStation.
It
would be, but I don't see the PlayStation fan base really flocking a.
It's a single player. It's a single player game, though.
You know,
that's
the only premise that they need. Single player game.
It's fan service, and it costs them nothing.
Yep.
And that's what Crap's talking about.
Yeah,
Fans have been asking Phil for these types of games, and I'm not necessarily a huge Alan Wake fan, but I'm with you. But fans have been asking for it. It would have cost very little money. They had the publishing rights. Like, work something out, do something while you have this complete drought. And instead, what do? You get Bleeding Edge and Battletoads.
Yeah, Battletoads.
What happened to
Battletoads?
Banjo-Kazooie? What happened to paying back the gamers for Street Fighter 5?
Yeah,
all these empty promises, right? And guys still listen to every word that these guys say. And
we did this thread on Twitter. Great. It was like give us your favorite Phil Spencer promise or whatever. Yeah. And I had so many of them, like 10 of them or something.
It's just too many. It's just too many.
Yeah, it was. It was like he literally is like, gamers don't care about 60 frames a second 2 years ago. Yep. Now he's like, we're all about that 60 frames per second life. Yep. Right?
You got a bigger super chat there, bro.
Oh, hold on. Let me see this real quick. I don't see one, man.
That came up a different color. I'm like, oh shit.
Shout out to Valentine with the $20. He said,
Sir X-Man also says Left 4 Dead 3 on the PlayStation 3. Valentine, you guys see this before I did. He says Sony has proven themselves this gen, starting with a more powerful, less expensive console and following that up with great AAA games. Microsoft comes out with a more powerful console at the end of the generation. WTF? This is a big problem, folks. This is what I'm talking about. It's like a day late. Have you ever heard the expression "day late, dollar short"? Yep. That's exactly what Microsoft's problem has been this entire generation. Now, listen, people go, "Well, why did you get it?" Somebody I was talking to on Twitter today was like, "Why'd you even buying an Xbox One X?" And I sent them the link to where Phil Spencer's like, we've signed deals for big games, and they're not going to get ready for a couple years. I bought into this guy, right? I would never have bought an Xbox One X if I would have known that there would be 0 new exclusives for it, right? Like, I would have never bought it. I'm sorry. Like, I would have been okay with just the S or whatever, because to be honest with you, the X is overkill for most things. You know, like just the way it is. Like developers aren't taking advantage of it. There's 10 games maybe that you can tell a difference between the PlayStation 4 Pro and the Xbox One X. Red Dead Redemption 2 being one of them, but for the most part, the Assassin's Creeds, they look the same. Star Wars Battlefront 2, I'm playing that on PS4 right now on the Pro. Looks the same to me as the Xbox One X version. So Titanfall 2 looks the same to me. Like all these games that get touted as looking amazing on the X and better on the X. I guess I have no idea what these people are seeing, but I'm not seeing it. So I paid $550 for a console that has no great exclusives to it. The games that I've gotten for it since it's been out has been Crackdown 3, State of Decay 2, Sea of Thieves. I guess I'll be getting Battletoads and Bleeding Edge. Like these are the games, really?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like come on, man.
There is a Gears in there somewhere, right? Like,
yeah, Gears of War 5. Great, thanks. Another Gears game. I'm excited for it, but God,
dude, you have the logo tattoo.
I know, I do. But listen, I want.
What are you talking about?
I need
Like,
more than that, man.
Hold on, let me go to laser surgery here.
Man, you need more than just do it. You need that cuddling sometimes too, right? Come on, guys. You know what I'm talking about. You know, come on. You got to find your. Look, we need better games. We need more games, man. I don't know. Buju Ram says, "Crap, that expression could be said about you." Which expression is he saying?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
So I don't know.
Yeah, there's a delay. So
I don't know.
You want to rant? So
yeah, you got. There's a little bit of delay here, so I'm not sure what expression. Let me know. Just type it in the chat, and I'll read it. But yeah, listen, I think that Microsoft, if they can go, like my main problem is Phil. How is he going to get out of his own way and announce things to get people excited next gen?
He can't. He's not the guy. I keep saying.
Yeah, main up TDC says Crap going to be the first one buying a Scarlett next year. I can't. I got an Xbox One X. That's going to play Halo just fine for me, right?
I wonder. Knowing that, Crap, and we've had this discussion multiple times. The reason that I said that I would probably get a Scarlett day one is because I'm expecting Microsoft to literally throw the kitchen sink at us to trade in the X.
I mean,
if they offer
Sony.
If they offer 250 or if they offer 300, anywhere between 250 and 300 for that X, I'll get a Scarlett.
I got two Xbox One X's, so I trade one. If I could get 250,
I trade one in. Yeah.
If I could get 250 off the PS5, I'd do that in a heartbeat.
Well, you probably. All right, I got you there.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, man. Listen, that VR, that sounds like the hotness, man. I know I'm getting Spider-Man 2, another God of War, a brand new game from Naughty Dog. They're probably going to do it Uncharted, Days Gone 2. Dude, Mooch, we're set, man. We got to go PlayStation with the great VR with probably no wires or anything. Kyle Cherry says Spencer canceled Scalebound, Phantom Dust, Project Spark, and Fable Legend, all games Matrix signed. Not only that, but he let go multiple IPs like Shadowrun, the Toy Soldiers IP. He let that IP go.
Toy Soldiers, in my opinion, was garbage.
But when do you guys think you're gonna see a new Horizon or a new God of War or a new Uncharted?
I think we're gonna be seeing those soon.
Yeah,
I think
I think it'll be around the 2023, 2024 mark.
Listen, God of War, the
2022,
2023. They started working on those games, right?
Yeah, the new God of War.
God of War maybe
to make.
Yeah, God of War.
It took 5 years to make.
Horizon Zero Dawn. It's the potential launch title. Gran Turismo 7 potential launch title. Based
Ghost of Tsushima is going to be a launch title.
Yeah, that's a launch title.
Per the new rumor.
Those three games alone, right?
I thought it's coming out on PS4, people.
It is, but hey, so is
they're going to have those close.
I mean, Halo's going to be coming out on the launch Xbox One, for God's sake. So I mean, you know, we like again. So that it's like it's a pointless argument to go, well, Ghost of Tsushima is also going to be in PS4, sure, but so is everything Xbox does for the foreseeable future on that launch 1.3 T-flop Xbox One.
Yeah.
So like to me, that's a bit of a problem too. So we'll have to see how that sort of plays off. But having Remedy come out would be. Yeah, having Remedy come out would be pretty big. Guess what, guys? Somebody said that I don't talk about anything good. Rod confirms Gears Tactics is coming to Xbox. No other news. This would have this would have been something nice to talk about during your Gamescom, right? Because you're giving your PC players exclusives, and now I guess you're finally throwing a bone to Xbox fans. No idea. Yeah, no idea if this is the next gen thing, when we're gonna get it, who's gonna get it. But yeah, if you were interested in Gears Tactics, it's coming to Xbox per Rod Ferguson. But other than that,
2 weeks after the PC launch.
Yeah, 2 weeks after the PC launch.
Oh, it's a time to.
Probably. Hey, so there was this new Battletoads gameplay, 4K gameplay that they posted on YouTube. This thing has been bombed with dislikes.
Fucking slow K.
Over 3,000 dislikes. And I gotta say, I'm watching this and I'm just laughing because it's clear people see what a mess this game is right now.
Oh, good.
Like
It's gonna get delayed.
It's so slow. It's so slow. Like they're hyping this thing up and it's so slow. It's the slow.
Oh man, wait until I get the controller in my hands. You want to see that game?
It's so. It looks
but you see,
so
but
bad.
that's something they can't afford. Even if it is Battletoads, I know I make fun of it right all the time with Bada his Battletoads. But seriously, if they release another title, another one of their first party titles, and the quality control isn't there, I don't care that it's a platform. Look at Ori. If it ain't quality like that, Cuphead status, shit like. That's where they're gonna have their problem because that's the biggest
where
problem
Nox
with
makes
Xbox.
sense, man. There's people out there saying that it has to have those like kind of like realistic graphics, like the Battletoad that was in Killer Instinct and stuff like that. Nox, I can respect you for that. Like if it doesn't have the quality of the side-scrolling platformers, like like Ori and stuff like that. See, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you on that. Great, man.
Absolutely, because if you're gonna make those type of games, they have to be quality. They have to be the best.
They have to be sharp, man. They have to be sharp.
Absolutely.
I just guys,
Game Pass fodder.
Tell you, I know
it's Game Pass fodder, but that doesn't mean I don't want it to be quality. Right? If I'm gonna pay $10 a month,
that's the scary thing about Game Pass, right? Is because it's I already hear people say, well. What do you expect? It's on Game Pass.
No, see that I don't like that.
I don't do that.
That's what everybody says.
I don't like that. You're cheap.
Game. It's like what?
Well, it's on Game Pass. So what are you complaining about?
Sir X-Man says the best thing I saw was Blair Witch. I think this game has 64 meta written all over it too.
59 crap.
Yeah. Like, listen.
Hey, crap, man, you scared to play? Man, you scared to.
Hey, I am scared to play, man. I don't like jump scare. Well, actually,
what's the meta?
I liked Until Dawn, but what's meta? That's that universal way that if a game is good or bad.
Yeah, no. See, I like to play the game to whether or not I know the good.
Hey, listen,
you look at games like Layers of Fear 2, and you look at games like Outlast, and
I think Blair Witch is going to be so much. I think
it will be better than that. Whatever Layers of Fear got, you add a couple, you add a point to it. I mean, that's basically what you're looking at. Well, I mean, really, because it's the same. It could be. Well, I'm just saying. Like, let's just say
Layers of Fear 2 got a 68, guys. So.
Yeah, there you go, 7.88. That's probably what it'll get. Because think about it. No matter how beautiful it is, it's still a walking around scare tactic game. I mean, it is what it is. It
like Until Dawn. But Until Dawn had a bigger budget, though.
What did Until Dawn get?
The bad news is on Layers of Fear 2 on Xbox got a 63.
What did Until Dawn get, crap?
I'll look it up. Hold on real quick.
Look it up real quick, because that's a good point Xbox made.
Until Dawn, actually, I believe it got a 78, and I'm looking now. So
if that's what they got,
79.
Xbox, there you go. What did I just say? So put a point on top of
and that's
what I said, 7.8 to 8, and that's what you're looking at for Blair Witch.
You have to keep in mind though that surprised a lot of people. I think most people were expecting this game to, and the user score.
I think Blair Witch will get it between a 7.8 and 8.2, something in that range. Around 8 being the average.
Hey, I'll be willing to put anything on the line. I'll put $20 on the line. This game is going to get no higher than 60. It has that Xbox template written all over it.
Hey man, why you so negative?
Jay may be on to something there, but I'll give it as far as the fact of a point over Layers of Fear 2, just because Layers of Fear 2 it's the same developer, so just you up it because they put that much more TLC into it. That's fine. Yeah. But it's not gonna break 8 by a
Hey, dual purpose scare tactic. Everybody hit the like button. We still got over 600 watching. Let's maybe get close to 300 likes. That'd be a crazy amount.
Crazy.
Dual purpose says Game Pass made $40.95 million in revenue in 2018. They just spent $19 million for Devil May Cry 5. How does Game Pass even support itself long term? I don't know. I think their idea right now is to lock people in for as long as they possibly can.
They're trying their best.
Yeah, just so that they can say, well. And you can already see that's happening. They're like, we have record number of user and this, but their actual revenue is down because people aren't paying full price for it. No. So they're thinking that maybe people come around or everything. But I'll be honest with you, I just let go of my Netflix subscription. Stranger Things 3 is done. I'm done with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm very careful with it's gone up to what, 16, 17 bucks a month. And I was only watching 1 or 2 things on there. So
I'm right there with you, crap.
Exactly, right? Like, I'm not subscribing to the only reason why I did the Xbox thing, because I was good with gold through 2022, and they let you upgrade it for $1. So what else can you say to it? You know what I mean? Like $1, sure, I get to play. I would have spent easily $100 on getting on Gears Ultimate. I would have bought that physically for $100 to play that 4 days early. Yeah. So the fact of the matter is,
that's what I was saying earlier. You had all these dedicated hardcore fans, and most of us on this panel willing to put up $100 to play that game early by 4 days, 5 days, and a lot of us did that for Gears 4.
Yeah,
and the fact of the matter is now everybody got it for 99 cents, and that's what I'm saying a lot. And I don't like using the census of my world because that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah,
but I the people that I know that are casual gamers don't have Game Pass, and everyone that argues with you. And they're like, how can you say it's not value? They're hardcore gamers. Of course, they were all buying these games for 60, 70 bucks a pop, and now they got them all for 99 cents. So, I mean, to be honest with you, I understand that. And don't get me wrong, it is a tremendous value for us hardcore. But Microsoft needs the 2 billion other people to buy into it for it to work.
Yep, exactly like that. We've hit those 2-hour marks. I see Sully in the chat. He must be back. I bet Sully goes and eats and just relaxes and plays games or something.
Sully's just pulling into his house.
Brother, he was actually working hard in the chat as a moderator, man.
Sully!
Hey, Captain Crunch says, enjoy your force crossplay crap. I'm not enjoying it. No, I don't want it. It's terrible.
That PUBG crossplay, baby.
Well, no, listen, I don't mind crossplay with the console, right?
No, I can't wait for that.
I don't. Yeah, I don't. It starts up in which this was something that we could have talked about, but we ran out of time. But hold on, I'll tell you real quick. It starts up in early October. Crossplay with PUBG. So maybe I'll try that out again.
You play PUBG, Jay?
I haven't played that game in a long time. So what?
That game sucks ass.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's awesome. So at least we can try it out.
Exactly. So, Mooch, what do you got going on, man?
Woo, we got a full week coming up. We got Crossfire, 7 p.m. Eastern time, the Mooch 78 on YouTube, and then of course Twitch.tv, the Mooch 78. We're gonna be finishing up the order this week and moving on to our next game. Yes.
Nice. Xbot, what do you got going on, man?
Well, I'm moving, brother.
I wasn't even sure you were gonna make it. I thought you guys were moving.
I'm trying to I committed to shows, especially next podcast as well. But when it comes to Xbox Nation, when it comes to Crossfire, I'm gonna do my best to be on every show. Like you can almost put it in the bag. I'm gonna be there. I want to give a huge shout out to the chat. You guys were as entertaining as the show was tonight, everybody interacting with
they were great.
It was absolutely awesome as usual. Guys, thank you for supporting my channel as well. Next podcast every Saturday, 7 p.m. I've seen like a huge a bunch of people come into my channel commenting on my videos, stuff like that. Some good, some bad, but all in all, the interaction is just absolutely phenomenal. If you haven't done it yet, check out my channel, Xbox448, and I will be here next Wednesday as well.
Absolutely appreciate it. We also got Predator. What's going on, Pred?
Not much, man. See you guys Saturday next podcast. Find me on Xbox Live or PlayStation Predator _H2OS, and also on Friendster and MySpace.
He said friends. Oh,
it's great. We got Knox. How's things going on your end, bro?
Oh man, not much, man. Just chilling here, man. Another wonderful night. Pretty good, pretty neat. This Friday starts the beginning of hell on earth at my job, so I'm not really looking forward to that shit, man. It's gonna be bananas, but yeah, man. That's it, man.
I appreciate you popping in, man. We also J-Dub, man. Appreciate you popping in too. Thank you so much. What do you got going on?
Appreciate it, man. I'm about to jump into some No Man's Sky VR, PSVR.
I love that.
Finna jump on that, and that's about it, man. Just kind of chill for the rest of the evening.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate it. And Dirt Diggity, what's going on, man? How's it going? Thank you so much for joining us. What do you got going on, man?
Actually, I got a positive Xbox podcast about to come on. Scram Pumps on my channel. No, my channel. I'm gonna have a positive Xbox podcast.
Oh, gotcha.
Because this shit was really negative today.
Doesn't exist?
Hell no. Jay, no. Jay, cool people, man. Hey, Predator, there's one of them out there. Shit. But anyway, thanks for having me, guys. You know, I'm a little
problem,
depressed right
man.
now, but I appreciate it.
Hey, man, we love having you here, man. We love having everybody here. Thank you so much for Sully for running this for me tonight. I appreciate it, man. You rock. Make sure you subscribe and check out all these fine people's podcasts and shows. With that, we'll catch you later. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Later. Peace out.
Peace.